West, y'all.
Jesus. Welcome back to the 135. You've been on before, but that was a long time ago, man.
Yeah. When did I have my fight? 2019?
Oh, yeah, that's right. What's the name of that charity again?
I Am Hope.
Yeah,
I Am
yeah,
Hope.
yeah.
Yeah. Part of the Key to Life.
Mm.
Yeah, and also they started all that Gumbo Fridays. That was a couple of Fridays ago, I think it was. Yeah. So, 2019. Now it's 2023.
So that's Mike King, eh?
Yeah.
So is he behind the boxing too? Is he collaborating?
I just collaborates with him. He is the Key to Life. My understanding of the charity is Key to Life, and I Am Hope is started another guy, Mike, and associated with the Key to Life.
Yeah.
2019. Now it's 2023, so I've missed a few buses here, eh? Never caught the 135, but yeah.
No, it was a while ago. I remember when you came in before to talk about the fight.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then I got John, your mate John Offield.
Yes.
Because he was a regular too, eh?
Yeah, so he fought, I think, after me. Yes, he was the next rotation. So, and he's done a bit after that too, I think. Done a bit of MMA.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't talked about that.
Yeah. No, so I went and watched his fight. And I think forgot what it was, but it was based out in City Kickboxing, and I think they're still doing it under a different name. But it's giving those people an experience of what the training's like, and then at the end getting in the octagon. So sadly, I joined up.
Oh, did you?
I joined up, I think it was around 2020, but then COVID hit, and everything was locked down. I never carried on with it, unfortunately. But I don't know. Still keen to get that experience, eh? Did a bit of the training. That was pretty hard. Since then, sadly, haven't done too much bucket list wise. Just life, I guess. Life just takes a hold of it, and it's different priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities change, and now 3 years down the track, kids are older. Just living life and just making sure we get day to day. It's quite
because I've never been into like getting involved with organizations or gyms or anything like that, like all my life. Like I've never been a gym kind of guy.
Yeah.
And like the first time I've ever been to the gym is I went to West Fitness over next to Aussie Butcher in Henderson.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Shout outs to Jordan Fruin, who takes that.
Yes. Yeah.
To their classes. My first time doing it, and I find it like pretty cool way. They're different too, because I'm always thinking about going to the gym, going like club physical or something like that, and just doing your own training. But I've never been that kind of guy, and like always, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm mad to be in front of people or stuff like that. But
the thing is, you only go, with going to the gym. I think you've got to have some sort of self-discipline to actually go to the gym and actually do the workout.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I think what I didn't realize is the relationships you have with the people at the gym when you have classes. When you go to these gyms with classes, like when you go to, I haven't been to CrossFit, but I imagine if you go to the CrossFit gym, it's like a family. Yeah. If you're there long enough, it starts to be like a family kind of thing.
You build those relationships when you're doing it with as a group. I feel that's me.
Because you see the same people all the time, like every week.
Yeah.
So you get to know people, and like I think it's that. Yeah, that's a big deal of. I think that's the biggest deal of going to gyms like that, or going to boxing, or going to
group classes.
Group classes.
Yeah, a bit more motivating. Makes yourself a bit more accountable, especially when someone pulls you up and goes, "Hey, haven't seen you for the last couple of training sessions." Oh, come on, bro. Not in front of everyone, mate. Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't in the last 2 years. Honestly, I have not done any sort of physical activities. I'm coaching. I'm coaching now. I'm coaching my son's rugby or tag, but you're still just walking. I guess that's at least I'm doing something. But can always do more. And funnily enough, I've my new work has given me a gym membership at City Fitness, and I'm actually going to use that. And I've actually got a private trainer in to take me through and get me through some of my goals. Man, private trainers, personal trainers, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that. But for me, I think I needed, while I do know that I do need to be accountable, having someone there, not necessarily holding my hand, but giving me the right program, even nutrition, and just seeing the bigger picture rather than just the weight loss goal that I'm setting. Had a good chat with him today. I was going to shout out to them, but I've actually forgotten the the name. So that's my step. After 2 years of doing no sort of physical activity, wouldn't say I've been eating poorly, but there's always a better way to eat. We don't get takeaways that often. We always do home cooked meals, but the same token, majority of us. I mean, how many islanders have breakfast in the morning? Adults.
I don't think. I think it's rare during the week, like Monday to Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Except Sunday. Oh, Sunday got gone away for kongai, but
yeah,
Saturday maybe.
Maybe, but I reckon there's a predominant of us, or not just necessarily islanders, but people who are working who just get up just in time to get changed, shower, get ready, and out the door. Maybe lucky to grab something, and if you got lunch, you're probably eating your lunch for breakfast. Then come lunchtime, you go, ooh, what is there?
Is that something you've been thinking about, like missing out stuff like that, like breakfast? And
Yeah, I find it when I was training that it was always good to have those 3 meals. For me, it was more of a routine. It was a routine, and that's what I'm looking for when I joined up, got a personal trainer, and asking him, these are my goals. This is what I want to do. I'm needing something that's going to get me back into a routine. And even after the 20 weeks I've signed up for a personal trainer, that those new good habits carry on after my 20 weeks with them.
yeah, because that's the biggest problem with Islanders, eh? Like when people do the 6-week challenge or the 8-week challenge.
Yeah, what happens after that?
What happens after that?
Yeah. And then they go do another another 6-week challenge. So they're doing 6-week challenge every every 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the thing for challenges is that you do it once to get used to it, and then you're supposed to carry on. Like, If I see you back at the challenge next year, then you're failed, man.
Well, no, I guess that's where it depends. It depends on what the challenge is. Is the challenge might be purely for that that short-term goals, but
Well, just the money.
Well, yeah. I know a lot of people are going for the money and that, but I think you're hoping that in those 6-week challenge that you've learnt something to carry on as new habits, So it's not just a training and starving yourself and trying to drop down 15 kilos in 6 weeks. And it's like, and then just put it on after 2 weeks later because you're just carrying on drinking and eating and no exercising. But that's sort of like the yo-yo they call, eh?
Yeah.
Up and down. It's probably not that good for you.
I don't think it is, eh?
No,
I don't think it is good for you.
Yeah, dropping weight so quickly and then gaining it quickly. And so when you're regaining it, you end up being back in the same position and you go, what do I do now? I'll do another 6 weeks. But it works for some people because, like we just spoke before about doing it as a group, and people might find it motivates them more to go and join a group with your friends, with
Yeah.
peers, with family, and then, you're pushing each other. You're pushing each other because you're seeing someone doing really well, But you want them to learn those lessons that they're hopefully receiving during those challenges, and then doing lifestyle, lifestyle changes that just, can bring their family, their kids in, not necessarily cooking 3 different meals because you're on a diet and you have to have this sort of meal, and then and the other kids are eating something else. You want to try and get meals that are relevant to the family, so you're not having to pay extra money to do your dietary requirements. But I don't know whether some challenges do that. Some challenges are purely family, is what I know, which is great, so, but trying to get them to, I think for the bigger picture, they need to see the bigger picture. What happens afterwards?
Yeah, that's another challenge, especially when you have a family and no one eats well.
No.
And if someone wants to change and they go on a diet or whatever, then are we gonna all be in there together? Or because it's hard if it's just me. Yeah, you guys are eating KFC and I'm stuck over here eating like my salad.
Yeah, you go into the fridge or you open your pantry and there's all these sweets and stuff. You're like, hey. It was like, this is making it harder. But I guess you learn a bit about yourself. Or you do learn a bit about yourself and self-discipline, and it's easier when you're older as an adult. We've done those years of experience of dieting or exercising or playing sports or whatever. You sort of know what you're capable of. But unless you really push the limit, you don't actually really know what you're truly capable of. Especially if you're on your last rep and dying and dry reaching and. You're wondering whether, do I just stop here or do I just push and do that last rep, That's where you learn a bit more about yourself and what you can do, mentally.
Yeah. Is that like what you strive for when you do training and that? Like is it it's what you just described, but is that the goal all the time when you train?
Yeah, well, I guess it's your first, you've got a goal. First and foremost, you set yourself a goal. But I think the biggest thing is, because everyone's got a different goal, I think the biggest thing is the why. Yeah, you've got a goal, maybe 20 kgs, but what is your real why? Is it just to get 20 kgs lighter? Is it to get, physically lose weight? Or is it because some people doing these challenges because they're getting married? There's an event. So therefore those short-term challenges work because, hey, it's only for that event, a wedding, and once that's done, then it's like, back to whatever. But I think you really have to think about what your why is, and that sort of dictates how to achieve that goal, because, I'm sure any personal trainer can go, if you want to lose whatever amount of kilos, we can do that quite easily. But a real good personal trainer will hopefully instill good habits that you can carry on after your challenge.
Yeah, because that is the main, try to do that there.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to maintain, to like, I've done 6-week challenges and come close to winning, but not winning, and just not carrying on,
Yeah. But in that 6 weeks, you enjoyed it though, or probably not actually during the physical activity.
Yeah.
But I know, and then I know after you've really gut wrenching or whatever after a training session, and then half an hour later, you do feel a bit better. I find that I do feel a bit better. It's like, I've done it. Tick that box. Oh well. I can carry on,
like I said, I've never been that exercise kind of guy, but I've been sporty. I played a lot of basketball.
Yes.
And before I had my injury, so I can't play anymore. But now it's like there's nothing to do. Because for me, playing basketball was my way to get fit.
Yeah.
And because I love it, it's like I'm not doing any work.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just playing,
You're just playing,
I can play all day. And
Yeah, that's great. So now you're going to try and find, now we're trying to find something else that
that's right.
that we're capable of doing, and But then it's always, I'll do it. I'll start tomorrow. That's always the thing. I'll have a look tomorrow, see what's out there. Or, tomorrow comes, and go, no, I'll start the diet next day.
Unless I find a new sport, to play or something. Like squash or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but squash would be, mate, on your knees, mate. All those sports with changing the direction, eh? Man, I'm turning 50. I've just turned 50 this year, and there's a lot of sports that I'll just go, nah. I don't need to put my body through that. But
my boss he's in the 70s and he's still working because he's a workaholic, and he reckons if he retires he's gonna die. So he continues working, but he plays squash. Yeah, he still plays squash, and he's had like multiple knee reconstructions.
Yeah,
he had hip replacement as well.
Yeah.
But he's just training to get better and so he can play again. Yeah, but because I talked to him, and he's saying like he's always going to the gym. He's always going to the gym. He's doing boxing. Yeah, he's trying to get fit because he says that he needs to move all the time. Yeah, because if he doesn't, he'll probably get arthritis and stiff up. So, but he told me that like he did some research, and he said that like, the older you get, the more training you actually have to do. To keep up with what you were last year. Yeah, like the older you get, you gotta like now. I think when you're a kid, or when you were young in our 20s, we can play sport and it's okay. But then when we finish playing sport, you gotta exercise every day. But then the years after that, you actually gotta up it. Yeah, you gotta do more. Exercise twice a day.
Yeah, because your body's you get older, and your body gets a little bit weaker. Because you're getting older, your muscles, get a bit weaker until you start training them. So, as you say, you got to train them because you're already going down. So you need to train a little bit harder just to get back to, as you say, previous year or whatnot. So
my boss is actually doing that, and he's training twice a day, like in the morning and night.
Wow!
Just keep up. Because he's got it in his mind that that's what he has to do the older he gets. Yeah, and he's in the 70s, man. Wow.
I've had a few conversations around when you get older and why do people still working in the 70s when they're 70, or older. And I reckon, and I've heard it a few times, I reckon it's the fact that if they stop working, stop moving, stop doing, and just do nothing, man, they'll just deteriorate. Your body will deteriorate because you're not exercising or you're not walking as often as you. So the less muscles you're using, your muscles will deteriorate. So a lot of people, not just for physical, but also the mental thing, and that's all they know.
Exactly.
That's all they know. Because it's true. As soon I've heard it. People say as soon as they stop moving, as soon as they stop doing or go to retirement, man, it's just what else has it got to do? It's just going downhill.
That's right.
Unless you're fortunate enough to have a good little retirement nest egg and able just to enjoy.
Well, we're talking about my boss, who's a business owner. He's got money to retire, but he just refuses. Yeah. And I don't know if because he just loves his job too much. Like to me, looking at him, he's lucky that he's doing what he loves to do.
And he's doing what he loves to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's still at 70, he still loves what he's doing. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? You spend you graduated from uni when you're 20 something and you're 70 and you're still loving the work you're doing.
That's awesome,
all these years. I'm like, fuck.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I give it up to people like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because they say if you find your passion, then that's what you got to do. Right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And a lot of people don't find the passion. Not only that, they might find it, but can't bring it into their life or their lifestyle to make it work. Whereas, as you say, he owns the business. He started the business. That's his passion. Architecture. I don't know how you guys love it, especially all the bad raps you probably get from builders and project managers. But you still, when you know what you know and you enjoy it, why not just keep going?
Oh, it's not fun. It's fun in Samoa. When I was working in Samoa,
yeah,
like it was different.
Yes,
different It's island time over there, so no deadlines, man. Like, just relax. Like, I love that environment rather than back here. But
Oh yeah, there's a rat race here
Yeah.
in the big cities, eh?
Yeah.
I would need it done yesterday. Well, you should have emailed me like 10 days ago.
yeah.
Not at 5 o'clock the day before. Hey, those emails at 5 o'clock. You just look at it. Oh, if I open this, am I going to end up staying for another hour?
No, I got taught a big lesson when I went to Samoa and I got injured and I came back. I just told myself I'm never gonna do overtime anymore. Never gonna. I want to start when I start, finish when it finishes. Like do my 40 hours and that's it.
Yeah.
No more staying over. I'm old enough, man. The young guys can stay. That's what I did. When I was their age.
Delegate those jobs, mate. Delegate those jobs.
But it's like, wow. It's like, yeah. I've just gotten to the point where I'm just like, just rolling off the missions, going off the mission,
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh yeah, just the, how you say like you don't want to work in a factory, right? You don't want to work in a factory doing the same thing every day, conveyor belt sort of work and stuff like that. I feel like my career is doing that.
Doing that, yeah.
Yeah, like in the background, like writing, like if I break it down.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
And that's because I'm not really enjoying it anymore,
Yeah. It feels like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Being there, mate, and he's doing the same thing over and over again. Each week, it's the same thing. If any of your jobs aren't giving you any challenges, you start googling stuff at work. You're bored. You're just like, oh, this shit again. But
it's funny you should say that because even knowing how to climb the ladder, I just don't really want to,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know heaps of people of that, right? I know they're content, they're happy, because you do. When you climb that ladder, there's more stress, there's more responsibility.
Yeah.
And
you get more money, but is it worth it?
yeah. Well, but then I know I had a chat with a couple other people out there, a couple other Samoans who are in the civil infrastructure industry, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty much doing site foreman work, but not getting paid for it." So what are you doing that for? Why are you doing all that?
He's trying to upskill.
It's just the nature of because you've done something. They've asked you to do something. They see you're doing a pretty good job, and they keep asking you to do it, and that's what most islanders do. They say, "Yes, yeah, I can do that. I'll do that." But then it's not in the job description. You're not getting paid for it, And then so you end up working these long hours, but you're not getting paid for it. So why don't you stop taking those jobs or tell your boss, well, I think we need to, relook at my contract and I'm doing this, and this. But there's that fear that they'll just come back, oh, no, we'll get someone else to do it.
Right.
Someone else who would do it exactly what they've been doing without saying, I need a pay rise or, I'm going to stop doing this because it's not my job description. How many people read their job description? How many people do actually understand what their role is when they first signed up, It
sounds like millennials to me. Like they have that kind of attitude. Like, just do the work and go and demand, or just think that they demand stuff that, they're not qualified for and just want to do it sort of thing.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If I don't agree with that, if you're not doing the job, if that's thing is, the person I'm talking about, they're actually doing more than they were supposed to be doing. So they didn't get signed up to be a site foreman, but what they're doing is pretty much a site foreman.
And just getting advantage of it.
I believe they're taking advantage of it. I mean, you got to, what's a bit? You go out and have a look at other companies and tell them what you're doing. They'll pay you what you need to be paid for.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
So,
but that brings to that right there is an example of people not knowing their worth.
Yeah.
And your goal is to get your worth, I think. Because I always believe in, because man, the amount of people that come on this podcast to talk about their careers and how they got there and their hard work and all that.
Yeah.
The thing I get out of everybody is like, try be the best at what you're doing.
Yes.
So good that if you decide to leave, your company doesn't want you to leave.
Yeah.
You know, because we can replace you, but they won't be as good as you.
Yeah.
So why did they say that? Because you have to be the guy to do the best job at that job.
That job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we do that as police. We do that. We do above and beyond, but we don't ask. We don't ask for what to get paid, what our worth is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, it's for me. I've only just started using that term probably in the last 10 years, in a decade.
That's Jerome Luai term. What your worth is.
But in the last 10 years, you know, I've sort of realised that term and sort of understood what that term means. And when you're going to when you're starting off at the bottom, mate, don't even think about knowing what your worth is. you just do your job. Get to climb that ladder when we tell you can climb that ladder. We'll upskill you when we tell you can upskill you. But you know, it's not until you start climbing that corporate ladder and you realise, oh, okay, well, actually, now I know what my worth is. You know, I'm looking at all these jobs and how much they're paying. And it's going, oh, how come I'm not getting paid that? You know, so you sort of get a rough idea of what your worth is because it's what the industry is paying other people in your same situation, you know, in the job that you're doing. So you're going, oh shit, hold on, how come they're getting paid that much? You know, and I'm doing the same job. So it's knowing that, it's understanding that. But you know, when you get in the job, you just want to work to pay the bills. You know? and get an allowance from your wife to go have a drink. But knowing your worth, that's the biggest thing.
Because in your industry, in our industry, but yours particularly, the project management side of things, like I know we got to change the government now, and we had COVID. How was the project management side of things in New Zealand the last year, coming out of COVID and up until now?
Well, as you know, our construction industry resources are very, very low at the moment. That's throughout whatever job you're doing. The resources are quite low. So with that, people are starting to pay quite a bit.
Right.
So I've heard some exorbitant amounts out there, you know, as a QS, you know, and I think also in our industry, at the same token, inflation's going up, cost of living's going up. So what I've seen is in our industry, or as a QS, I've seen our salary going up to be almost in par.
Oh, are you a quantity surveyor?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a project manager.
No. I like to go home at 5 o'clock, and people don't ring me on the weekends as a QS, but they'll ring project managers on a weekend.
Oh, right.
So no. So there is a lot of work out there, and you can just Google it up. You see, look at those LinkedIn Seeks or whatever. There is a lot of work out there in the construction industry, and the fact is, people are starting to throw money around just to get you in for these projects. Infrastructure. There's always something. Infrastructure, construction. There's always something to be built. There's always roads that need to be built. So there's always work there. There's always work there. Even overseas, I know heaps of people that who just do contract work, go overseas for 2-3 years on a project, and then move on to another project, which is something I would have done in my single days. You know, being able to travel.
Yeah.
That's something I never thought about. But it's not until you're in the industry and you realise what other people are doing and go, oh shucks, that would have been cool. You know, some of the stories you hear, it's, oh wow, cool, man. But I'm happy where I am. Got a family, you know.
Yeah.
It is just paying the bills at the moment, but at the same time, I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing. It's not as stressful as it used to be. I think I've got the right job in the right place. Yeah, so everything seems to fall into place at the moment.
Yeah, we're getting quiet During the election period, because I think all the clients were like just waiting to see what happens.
Yep. Yeah, that's
So
what I heard too.
Everything was stopping, sort of.
Yeah,
Or
everyone
slowing down.
Yeah, because I was going well. Well, I guess they're still slowing down at the moment because even though we've got an elected prime minister, we still don't know what the government looks like.
Yeah, I think Chris Hipkins got sworn in again just to be the temp prime minister.
Far out.
Because it was like 28 days you needed to sort it out. If not, then you get a temp, and the last prime minister has to be temp.
That's pretty. Oh wow.
Yeah. So Chris is looking after the country until they sort it out. But did you see that the cauliflower? The cauliflower. If they can beat the cauliflower. So if you go on News Hub, they've got beat the cauliflower. So they've got a cauliflower. They've got a camera.
Yes.
Just on the cauliflower and it's live.
Oh, in regards to just
until they get the government sorted, and it's like there's a clock behind it, and they've put eyes and face on the cauliflower.
Oh, totally.
But they have to beat the cauliflower. Like if it goes bad, if it goes off.
By the time they get the government sworn in,
would the cauliflower go off?
With the cauliflower, Jesus. Oh, okay.
It was funny.
That's interesting. It's funny until you actually realise and go, oh man, the cauliflower's going off. Then we still got no government. What the heck?
Because apparently that's what happened in the UK. They did the lettuce.
Oh yeah, lettuce would go off a bit quicker, would it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
I think the new prime minister beat the lettuce. I don't know. Sorry, but we tried to copy it. But we put I don't know what the relevance of a cauliflower is.
Well.
What's that got to do with it? Maybe it's cauliflower ears. We're into rugby. I don't know.
Or maybe they just didn't like cauliflower and just had to go off. When was the last time you had cauliflower?
My Chinese when I had cauliflower in my Chinese. The Chinese trays, with the rice, got the chow mein and your sweet and sour pork.
These trays, yeah.
This trays going up, man. Like, man, the one up over here, the Palomino.
Oh, up at Palomino's, yep.
It's like almost $80, I think.
For the tray?
For the full tray, like free.
Is that the three different meals in there?
Stuff there.
$80.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Used to be $20 back in the day.
Jeez.
Inflation, mate. Inflation.
Far out, mate. Man, the shopping, even going shopping, I can see the difference in how much I'm forking out each bloody week.
Oh
like trying to eat healthy. Those bloody veggies.
I can't even fill up my my trolley, It's going to go past the 200 mark. It's not even full, man.
Yeah.
It's tricky because they made the trolley smaller. You get the small trolleys now.
Yeah.
There's the big trolley. You can fit the child in. But then the other trolley, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So just get that one now,
Oh, mate. I can't really complain. You can complain, but what can you really do? Can't really do much, eh?
Yeah. So, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I hope things get better.
Who's going to be deputy, you reckon? Is it going to be a national or is it going to be active or surely not Winnie? It'll be interesting to see what he's asking for.
Because who's number 2?
National. For national?
Yeah, won't be number 2, eh?
Well, it all depends on what those other parties are asking for.
Will it be that ready guy? No, it won't be a national number 2, eh? It will be...
We'll soon see, eh?
Yeah.
We'll soon see.
They'll probably give Winston something... Like he's overseas, like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs, like he did last time. Yeah.
Just get him out of the country.
I've got to give him credit though, man. 70 years old and still got back into the government. It's like, give him credit for that, bro. Longevity.
I love him, because he's like his character. Oh, and he's just hilarious, man. He's funny. He's like joking around, And man, when they interview him, man, he's untouchable, man. Oh yeah, he's so experienced and so knowledgeable. Knows his comebacks, Yeah, it's like he's got the meanest comebacks. He's I'll give him props for sticking around though. But, that's about much I can say about Winnie and his New Zealand first. Yeah. So I hope things get better. I don't know, vote national. But I understand, that, COVID and the mandates was a big deal for everybody. Yes, yeah. And you're sort of writing on the wall with the protests and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, it didn't really matter how good Chris Hipkins could like try to turn things around. Everyone already made their mind up.
That's it. The mind was already made after COVID, and it was just waiting for the election and to see whether people actually voted other parties or they just didn't vote for Labour. I knew a few friends. They just said always been a Labour voter and supporter, and were disillusioned this time round, but didn't want to vote for anyone else, so didn't vote.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You get the vote ones, don't vote ones.
Yeah, so, the Labour Party through and through, but disillusioned and decided, I don't want to vote for Labour, so I'm not going to vote for anyone else. It's going to,
Yeah, I've been disillusioned with Labour for a long time, even before COVID. Like, I don't think they've been doing their same job they did when our parents came from Samoa,
Yeah.
They haven't been that kind of Labour. They haven't been the 80s Labour, David Logging Labour. They haven't been that Labour.
Yeah, I think David Logging will probably be the last one I remember in regards to the People's Party,
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously that's where it started, the Labour Party with all the unions and back in those days.
Because when you think of Labour Party, it's for the working man.
Yeah.
But I don't see that narrative at all the last maybe the second half of Helen Clark's reign.
Oh.
Yeah,
true.
It's like, oh man.
Yeah, well, especially, just right. You're right. Yeah, I forgot about Helen Clark, Auntie Helen.
Like after John Key, everything's went shit for National, and then Labour just took over, and I think it was kind of like, okay, National shit, they can't say anything, so we can do whatever we want. We'll try to get all the votes. We'll try to get the middle right votes over. Yeah. So to get the middle right votes over, you got to actually go right a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. There's but you find it that after a government's been in office for 2 terms, what's that, 6 years? Because we do it every 3 years, I think.
3 years.
I can't remember.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 years. After 6 years of the same government, you always see a lot of people just like, I had enough of these guys and someone else, and so it's really hard to win a third term. Yeah. To be honest, after 6 years of them, so because I know in America they're only 2 terms and that's it.
2 terms and that's it. Yeah.
2 terms and that's it. And so it will be. So straight away it will be it won't be the same president. It'll be someone else. Whereas for us, as long as you keep winning.
You can stay in there until everyone's bored.
Yeah. As long as you can make that 5% threshold, like New Zealand first.
I mean, it's interesting, because I think I talked about this before. How, okay, I know National's all about business and all that. So if you want to start something, hopefully you can grow under National.
Yeah.
And that's the test. And for me to test it is to look around small businesses and watch if they grow the next 5 years.
Yes, yeah.
Like you see all these little shops opening up, right? Like burger joints. A lot of burger joints opening up now around Auckland. A lot of coffee shops opening up.
Yeah.
New small business food places opening up.
Yeah.
You just watch. In 5 years' time, are they going to expand? Are they going to become franchises? Is the climate going to allow them to, progress under the new economic vision National has? If they're all about business.
If they're all about, but it's all of these little small businesses and little niches, They get into those little niches and they're just happy to stay that small and be that niche, and having that, I guess that makes them different than franchises. And
well, I don't think there's one in New Zealand besides Burger Fuel. I think Burger Fuel was the last one that turned into a franchise. Oh,
it started off small and turned into a franchise. House Pizza will be the same, eh?
House Pizza. House Pizza will be another one. That kind of thing.
Yeah, no, actually, I haven't. Yeah, right. I haven't. I don't think I've seen anything get bigger like that. Maybe Burger. There's some of those smaller ones that I don't know what all the fuss is. It's just a cheeseburger. Especially they're only doing like 4 burgers.
But then again, you don't know if they're like they're being backed by a rich dude. But someone that's starting from scratch and expanding. Like, I know there's a few nice eateries around on K Road. Now I work there and just go lunch. Some few popped up, eh?
Oh, okay.
Some nice sandwich places popped up. I'm just thinking, okay, 5 years time, are you gonna be another? Are you gonna have another branch somewhere else?
That's one thing I used to enjoy working in town. Was all those new little pop-ups coming through, and it's, I tried this, you know, go there, try that, and it's oh yeah, it's pretty good. But then it's pretty expensive. It gets pretty expensive each week trying out these new places and so forth. And that's the only time I used to go in town, you know, after work, you know, go to a few bars and then go home. But now that I don't work in town, I don't really see a need to go into the city.
Yeah.
You know, just drink at the garage with the boys, you know, spend $30, $40 for a box compared to
that's it, though.
That's $15 for one drink.
The economics kicks in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But yeah, town, I don't know. Town's not really safe these days. Here,
not
with
with the shootings and stabbings going on. No, it's
just walking around with weapons.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I guess that's another thing why National got to the people where like they pushed the crime thing, like so dangerous. They loved it when dawn raids were happening. Not dawn raids, the ram raids. Ram raids were happening. Someone gets stabbed in town, like they're licking their lips.
Yeah, and it seemed like nothing was being done.
Yeah.
Nothing was being done quick enough. So, I mean, that's when they started picking, choosing their policies and all the stuff that was in the media, saying, "Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that." So, but we'll see. We'll soon see in a couple of years. Look back at their policies and which ones have they instigated and which ones they have put through and which ones have been successful or not. A lot of promises, but sometimes those policies don't even, get activated in during their term. So it'd be quite interesting. Finding more and more taking more interest into politics as you get older.
Oh yeah. Especially when you're a family.
Yeah.
Because you want to know how it affects family.
That's the biggest thing. It's how does it affect me and my family now?
Well, in our industry, it's like important because when it comes to economics, building.
Yeah. Yes.
We need investors to build so we can work.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like I said before, there's always going to be buildings. There's always going to be new buildings. There's always going to be new roads. But the resources, the labour resources available, or whatever sort of resources, that's going to dictate how much of bloody something costs. And I get my head, as a QS, trying to forecast inflation and how much things are going to cost. You get a price now, but the construction doesn't start until a year's time.
Right.
And how have you priced that?
Yeah.
How do you price that inflation? Or the escalation? How do you price escalation? And it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. So you're relying on the big companies who put out the reports and do their forecasting, and so people just rely on that. And it's going, escalation is going to be this much in 3 years' time. So we've got to make sure that's how much it is.
Because there's a long time between when the tender gets awarded and then when they start building, the inflation will happen during that time.
Yeah. And it starts from the subbies too. Subbies are putting them prices in, but then they realise job's not going to happen until a year's time. So how do we know that those materials now are still going to be that much when you actually need it?
Yeah.
And we know that they're just going to keep going up and up and up. So
we've got jobs where the main contractor has now inflation has hurt them. Now they're underpriced. Now they're trying to get every single thing back, like variations.
Yeah.
Looking at every little thing, man. It's annoying.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like they're calling us up with all these little things. Like, you didn't put a nail here. Fucking nail. A nail.
Yeah.
This says
There's no fixing said detail in this. And it's going, well, that's when that term any decent contractor knows. and I've heard people say that, and the contractor just goes, "What? Are you trying to say I'm not a decent contractor?" It's going, well, you're experienced enough to know what that fixing should be, even if the architect hasn't detailed it.
Well, it's in the specification anyway. So, but man, we had this one where we had a piece of concrete that was 100 mils, But they actually measure it on the joint. Hey mate, it's 98 mils. We need the 2 mil off the the price. And hey, man, scraping for everything.
Well, I guess. Well, you look how many companies have gone under though. Construction companies have gone under.
Main Zeal, the big one.
Yeah,
Last big one, eh?
Was it EBITS? There's been a few tier 2. Yeah, there's been a few tier 2. But yeah, it's a hard industry to make money at the moment because everything, like I say, everything goes up in 3-6 months. In those short periods, things are escalated in 3 months. So you go, how do I price that? So, and then therefore they're pricing risk in there, and who gets it? The client. The client has to, try and find the funding to do that, and then it goes back to the banks and go, and the banks will go, no, it should be this one. She's like, come on, mate. It's a 3-year project.
Yeah. So like how big has the spike for building materials been? Has it been a big jump?
Huge jump. Huge. I reckon. So just from my little job that I did at home, about 3 years ago, I said it would be about 70K. Now it's taken me that long just to start building, and I was actually supposed to build it myself. I don't have time, so now I've got getting contractors in to do it. It's doubled. Yeah, easily. But that 70K was me doing a bit of the labour work. But I think I got quite 120K for the job. But
what was it? New deck and stuff?
Oh, just a little 1-bedroom studio at the back. Yeah. It was 120K quoted 3 years ago. I reckon I'll probably be close to maybe 160 after everything. That's including council fees. Council costs have gone up, and the amount of inspections they want now, because all of that the leaky homes, ever since the leaky homes, they are checking everything. If it's not on the drawings, why is it not on the drawings? Checking the specs. They want all the what do you call it? All the documents from all the suppliers, warranties and everything. So it's just everything goes up.
And then you got the Green Party pushing the H1, and then that goes up, and then it's not enough. They have to push up. They have to make it all the chickens be free range.
Free range.
Now the eggs prices go up.
Oh, that's all right, man. I've got chickens at home, so I'm not worried about
have you?
paying for eggs.
Shucks, lucky man.
So fortunate enough to get our own eggs. So, but like I said before, price of everything's going up, so it is. Hence why people are going overseas. Because Auckland's right up there internationally in regards to the cost of living, isn't it? And there's a couple of places in Aussie that are the same cost of living is high. So
I always think that if you go overseas, you're going to face the same things, same problems.
Yeah, I hear there's housing shortage over in Aussie, GC, Sunshine Coast. Same problems, but at least my understanding is, of course, the wages are higher compared to here, and the cost of living is lower. So you got 2 bonuses there already to make that change. I've known people now still moving over to this day because it's better. There's better opportunities over there. So, but I reckon they'll still come back afterwards.
I think moving from New Zealand to Australia is like moving from Samoa to New Zealand. I think because when I was there, prices were pretty high. Yeah. Like I think the dollar for $1 you get for 60 cents you get $1. You get 1 sala.
Oh, true. 60 cents.
Yeah, or something like that. And it's just over half.
Used to be about half. It used to be about 50 cents.
Yeah.
Back in the days, you go in for you luff all $100 and there's $200 on the other end.
Yeah, so it's a little bit higher than halfway. I think it's 58, 59, 60 around there, about there. But man, the prices may as well be New Zealand prices.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because I had a cup of coffee in Savai in Salilonga. It cost 10 tala for one coffee. It was nice coffee though. Really nice coffee. And that would be about what, $7 New Zealand? And that's about the same price
This is
as
about the same
coffee
price
shop on K Road, man.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And then you're gonna ask for soy or coconut, and it's another 50 cents over here. So by the time you're having your whatever shots in there, it's probably $8-9 for a coffee.
yeah. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be hard anywhere people go. Yeah, you get more money in Australia, but to me, it's the same old shit. You know?
Yeah, but now going to Aussie, majority of the time you've actually got family there, you know. So it makes it a little bit easier because you're going where you're not just going to be by yourself and go, oh shit.
Not like 20 years ago, eh?
Yeah, exactly. But now you've got heaps of families going to support. I think it was the biggest thing. Going over with no support is going to be hard. Whereas now you've got that support there, so the transition will be a little way easier than, as you say, 20 years ago.
I mean, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, there are, I guess, as anything, there are pros and cons. Pros and cons on whether you want to take that big step, the big leap, especially when you've got family and kids, you know.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess, for me, why I'm still staying here is lifestyle. I love the New Zealand lifestyle. Yeah. You know, I was fortunate enough to got my own house and out on the Wops, so, you know, 5 minutes drive from 10, 15 minutes drive from Westgate, you know, suburbia. But as soon as I go past, you know, Swanson, I'm in the bush. Yeah. And so, you know, it's like, oh yeah. But it's lifestyle. I've got family. All my family's here. My mum's still here. So same as my wife, you know, all her family's here and so forth. So we got that big support crew here. You know, so that's why we're still here.
Yeah, and it's just the environment here. Like, I know I've been to Brisbane and it's a very dry place, you know, very hot, which I like. But
not when you wind your window down and you still get that heat.
yeah.
Like, oh, wind that window back up, turn the aircon on.
But it's still not home, eh?
Yeah, no.
You have to make it home.
Yeah.
You have to try and make it home.
Yeah.
But it won't never be home.
No.
You know, at least here you're comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you can
absolutely.
walk around the streets and that. Not saying you can't walk around the streets over there, but I think it's a different feeling, eh?
It's because you know what you know.
Yeah.
This is like you say. This is your environment. This is somewhere you've grown up. You know, for ourselves being in West Auckland, man, we know all these streets around West Auckland. You know, you play that. It's funny. You play that Ship Came to Harbour, and you start you doing street names of your area. I mean, that game can go for ages because you know all the streets that you've walked on and go around. So, yeah, it's what you know, eh? And therefore you become comfortable.
Yeah.
And therefore you can walk down the streets. Even then, you still know. You advise everyone else, nah, don't go that way. Don't go there. You know.
Because I was thinking the other day, man, I've been out west all my life, you know. And I was like, fuck. Some people I grew up with at school, like, have left, you know, have gone overseas, done other things. I'm just wondering, like, you know, if there's always this pull to be back home, like, you hear it everywhere. You hear it in music, you hear it in, you know, movies. You see it in movies, you hear it in the song about repping your hood, being from your area or stuff like that. Like, it's a real powerful way, like to be connected to where you grew up in. Like, you know, the hood where everyone's from, you know, like, for me, it's Ranui, and everyone that's grown up there, gone away or stayed and gone to do better things. But yeah, I just wonder. I wonder what makes people leave and not come back when other people can't do that per se.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, I know there's opportunities, situations.
It always starts as an opportunity to go over, isn't it?
Yeah.
It always starts you go over for an OE, you know, you get an opportunity to go overseas and get an overseas experience, and then, you know, you might end up finding a partner and start a family, and then you end up having your roots, you know, your roots are starting growing down there, and that makes it harder to come back. Yeah. You know, it makes it really hard to come back because now you're not thinking about yourself. You know, now you've got a family to think about, and I guess you have those discussions whether what's best for the family. You know, it's pretty hard to uproot kids who, you know, especially young kids, and you only know that area. You know, only know Aussie or only know New Zealand, and you say, oh no, we're going over to another foreign country. It's pretty hard to uproot some of them at times.
Uproot, that's the word.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
so uproot,
Yeah. So it's hard for me to think why, because man, I love New Zealand. I love, you know, I did that for 3-4 years over in Aussie, and I felt that pull. Came straight back, and have been back since 2004. Oh no, sorry, 2009.
Yeah.
Haven't looked back, and it's just been up and up, I guess, for me. Personally, professionally, it's been pretty good, and definitely no reason for me to go overseas again.
Yeah, except for Samoa.
Go, oh yeah, that'd be cool though. Actually, it would be, you know, as a retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love Samoa, man. I love Samoa.
yeah,
It's like a place. I love the idea of being home, away from home. You know.
home away from home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got something like that, home away from home, it's easy to go. You know, it's easy to go, but it takes. Yeah, it does. I know for most Samoans, that is still home. You know, and you still your second home over there. So everyone's still got family in one form or another back in Samoa. So even if you haven't met them, but your parents are told who's who, you know, all your family, but you've never met them. But we're sort of losing that because no one's sort of writing things down these days. That's what I've discovered. Unless I go and ask the question with my aunties or to my mum or dad.
You can move it up, move it.
No. Just that, unless you actually ask the question who's who and start writing things down, we're going to start losing all that family history in your genealogy.
Have you started to do that?
Yeah, I've starting to write things down. Go see my auntie, see, you know, okay, how are we related? You know, I just know, Samoans are. Oh, it's just related. But how? You know, so that's a question. Then you find out, grandparents are siblings, you know, or whatever the case may be. But I'm finding that for me, my biggest one is for my kids. And what I don't want my kids to do, should they be walking down the road, crossing the road, and not realising someone going towards them could be a blood relative, you know? So I want to make sure that they know who their family is. So, you know, if something might be out on the streets and something could happen, an accident or whatever, you know, a family member recognises you and comes and assists you, you know?
Yeah.
But if you don't know who the people are, they might just keep walking past. So, you know, for me, it's important. For the reason I'm starting to look in my genealogy and family tree is so I can pass that down to my kids, so they know who their family is, not just by name, but know how we're related, not the old same village. Well, so that's the whole village I'm related to.
Yeah.
It's like, how's that work? Yeah.
Do you guys have family reunions?
Not as often as we should, but we've got my dad's one in Ameli, Alipata. They got one next year coming through.
That'd be good for the kids.
It'd be good, but sadly we've got my wife's family in Sunshine Coast.
Oh, they're reunion. Same time?
Yeah. So that was already planned. It was getting,
well, same thing.
So
still family.
Still family. Yeah. So we'll go to my wife's one in Sunshine Coast and catch up with her family and so forth for Christmas. But wife and I are keen to take the boys and even my girls over to Samoa so we can see both sides of the family and go visit both sides of the family and let the kids understand where their grandparents came from, you know, and how we were related. Because it's funny, the other day my boys asked me, how are we related to uncle? Oh, we're not actually blood related, but because we grew up together, that's your uncle. You know, that's on it. And they get their head scratched. It's like, so do you just call anyone uncle? So no, if it's a family, you know, someone really close. If I tell you that's your uncle, because they're really close to me. You know, we call each other brothers or you know, siblings or whatever the case, even though we're not blood related. You know, so you'll have day oneers. It's so close, right through. You know, they know all my day oneers as uncles. You know, so, but they, you know, now they're sort of asking the question, how, why, you know, what is the connection? And so it's good for them to actually understand that, and why we call, you know, why do we call my best mates kids cousins? It's my best mate, you know. It's my best mate. It's family, you know. We've grown up together.
It's cool how kids do that organically. Like it's normal for kids to be curious about their relatives or something like that. Things like that.
Yeah,
like,
when did they getting older and then realise what
they ask the question?
They ask the question. Yeah.
It's like it's a natural thing, but it's also an automatic thing. Eh? They're gonna ask someday.
Yeah, they're gonna ask someday. You know how, you know, if it's not my brother or it's not my sister, how are they related to them? You know.
Yeah.
How are they related? It's because I guess it's funny because I had the conversation with my wife who has Palangi side, and it's second cousin, third cousin removed, or langamia. It's either generational. You're up here, everyone above you is all your aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
Over here is all your cousins, you know, that age group. Down here, nephews and nieces.
Yeah.
There's no second cousin, third cousin removed twice. And
right.
It was like, hey, it's uncle, auntie's cousin. those are the things. But it's understanding we're in the family tree, even if they're not, the branch isn't from the same tree.
Yeah.
You know, still educating them in regards to who I think is, who I believe is my family, who I know is my family and friends, very close friends, as I will call usos and sisters, getting them to understand that and the why. Yeah.
I went to my family reunion back in 2016 in Samoa. It was the first one for my dad's family, and it was everybody. It was the whole tree. So we got to meet everybody we never know. It was packed. It was big. It was massive. And then you sort of realize like how big the family is, and there's like it's to the point where it may as well be Smith, you know, like.
Well,
you know what I mean? How many Smiths out there? You know, who cares? You know?
Well, that's the thing with someone. You hear the name though, then it's a big name, especially yours. It is pretty much a Smith.
Yeah, because but we're all there. We're all there though.
Yeah,
and like
that is awesome.
I just know my own branch.
Yes,
but there's like 50, 60 other branches.
Yes,
and they all know each other, and it's sort of like it's a reunion. We're all together, but everyone's in their own branch.
Yes, they know their branch. They know their branch.
But no one knows. Like they probably do know because it was in Samoa. And they went, I didn't know you're in the family. I didn't know we'll come together like that.
Because you'll know, as you say, when categorized as branches. Excuse me, you'll know at least 2 or 3. Branches out of their family tree. Yeah. So if everyone knows 2 or 3 branches out of their family tree, there'll be that. Well, at least 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah, exactly. And it was interesting. It was cool though. It was cool to have everyone in Samoa for the reunion, and then just that because it was cool how they did it. You know, I should have been active and trying to get to know people, but I didn't because I was drinking. Because there was drink ups every event.
Yeah, of course.
We had the alcohol.
Of course, yes.
We had the alcohol there and everything. But so the first night it was a meet and greet, and there were drinks there, so we were just drinking. And then the second night was like sports day.
Yes.
So I didn't go to sports day. I think I was hungover or something, but I didn't go to sports day, but it was sports day. And then there was a Fia night.
Oh, yes.
So we had a big Fia night and items. We do items. All the kids did items in that. The big feed was at the Robert Louis Stevenson Museum.
Oh, yes.
It was there. And then the last day, Sunday, was church. And then last kongai, but with the family tree, showing up the family tree, and just the names and all that kind of stuff. That was pretty cool.
How far back did you,
From the first,
family tree?
from the first,
Oh wow!
from the first Schuster,
Schuster
yeah, came
from
Germany through New York, came to Samoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd have been cool for everyone who probably didn't realise, how far back that history goes, and to learn that, and then the kids to know.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
so
was
cool,
cool.
man.
And then because the reunion was divided up to his kids. So the first Tuesday he had kids,
Yes.
and each kid was a branch
Yes.
that goes off,
Yeah.
and then you're part of their branch. So every branch was color coded.
Ah, so you can actually see. Okay,
Yeah.
so there
Yeah.
to one of the siblings of the first Schuster, one of the children of the first.
Yeah.
First Schusters.
Yeah. So they had their names. So my line was James. Then you had James, then Alfred, you had George, you had Alice, blah, blah, blah. But then it was color coded. So we had red. So
Yes.
James was red.
Oh, so everyone on that line.
Yeah.
Did you guys,
had to
did
wear
you guys
red.
wear red?
We all had
Yeah.
uniforms.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
same,
Yep.
red. And then we had green. And
Yes.
then had white. And
That's
then,
cool,
like
man.
that. Pink,
That is cool.
pink.
That is cool, man.
So that's the differentiate the branches.
Yes.
Or the time we were there
Yes.
to go to the events and that. So
Man.
it was really well organized.
How
They
long-
had a committee from each branch. One person represented each branch
right.
and made a committee.
Yes.
And they took a year to organize it.
To organise that. What
Yeah,
is
in
huge.
Samoa.
Yeah.
Like, so
It's
yeah.
huge.
So I think they picked whoever could contribute the most to the event. Because at that time my cousin owned the bar, so they were in charge of the alcohol. they're in the bar in Samoa, so they can.
We're gonna make you the committee.
It was like that.
Because you can provide. We're looking for this, so you can be in the committee, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man. So
But that's using the resources that you have.
yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. And then another one that I didn't go to, 2019. I didn't go that one, but that one had the same thing, but they also included a pilgrimage to the graveyard of the first
yes.
Easter. Yeah, I don't know where it was, but yeah,
man.
I should have went. But
So it wasn't just getting there and it was just catch up and meet people. It was actually sort of like there
yeah,
was something to do, educational, as
Yeah.
in go to the graveyard and
yeah.
you know.
And they plant trees. They're planting trees. Too,
Oh, cool, man.
at somewhere. I just saw all the photos, and then they had a big Fufia night at Sheraton,
Yes.
and it was like a ball. They had the
Oh,
ball
wow.
night, so everyone had to dress
So
up.
dressed up?
Yeah, everyone had to. I didn't go, but I just saw all the
Yeah,
photos.
what were you saying?
was like,
2019, was that the last
That was the last one. Yeah.
the last one you guys have? So you guys be probably doing another one coming up pretty soon, wouldn't it?
Well, I heard. I heard they're not gonna do it anymore. I heard they're gonna split it up. Just the branches are gonna do their
Do the
own.
branches do
Yeah.
their own thing?
Because the branches were big enough.
Because
You know,
it becomes logistically impossible if you're trying to get everyone
yeah.
through. So yeah,
So I heard Alpha Branch, James Branch, is gonna be in New Zealand,
yeah.
down in Rotorua.
Oh, cool, man.
But that was before COVID.
Yes.
So now COVID just wrecked all the plans and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So
It's now it's getting back to trying to get some people to start organising
Yeah.
and start looking at that.
see if it happens again. You know.
Geez, I tell you what, that's being in that capacity, organising something. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's
But it was good. It's good. It's good to find out where you're from. Identity-wise, and that. You know, good for the kids, eh? Just to be like, man, it's cool that everyone's color coded and
yeah.
everyone's got T-shirts and you know.
That is
you're
cool. That's a
part-
great
you're
idea.
Part of
actually.
something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I haven't been to any family reunions. Still trying to get my own little branch,
Oh yeah.
my little branch family reunions in, but something always happens. It's like, come on, man, let's just go to the beach, come together, meet, all my cousins.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hard to organise stuff, man.
You do the long bay with the family.
Oh yeah, we're trying. Yeah,
Just,
just pick a date and say, oh, those can make it.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, we're gonna be here. We're
Do the
gonna be
long
here.
bay.
Yeah.
That's like
That's
a
the
common
go-to.
one,
Yeah. Yep. Go-to. Everything goes Long Bay. That's a go-to. Oh man, I used to go to Long Bay all the time we were growing up. Would it be church trips? Family trips, all the time. But now I can't remember the last time I've been to Long Bay actually, because that was always the go-to beach. And then church trips would also go to Shakespeare, further up north. But now, don't do too many. Too many. Well, I live down near Bethel, so I just go down Bethel's.
Yeah.
Just go down there.
No, just talking about that. It's like the time's coming up, man. Christmas is almost here, and El Nino is gonna come. They say.
Is it El Nino? I always get mixed up between the two. El Nino and El Nino.
I don't even know the difference. I didn't know there were two. I didn't know there were two versions.
As far as I know, one of them is boy, one of them is girl. El Nino is, I think it's Spanish for boy, it's male, and the other is Spanish for girl.
And is it?
But I might be wrong, but I'm sure that's the case.
This is just describing extreme weather.
Yeah,
is that all
that's all it is.
I'm
well, in simplest terms, my understanding it's either going to be hot or it's going to be wet.
Right. So if it's going to be either, it's going to be 100. It's going to come down 100.
It's just like there's apparently 4 seasons in a year, but all I know is winter and summer. There's a blankets on, or just wearing a love around.
Auckland's been hit hard this whole year, man. Especially with water.
Yeah.
With the weather and the Cyclone Gabrielle and then the floods and all that kind of.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm out rural, and when all that happened, one after the other, it was all slipped. So, we had to find alternate routes. We had to go around the back through Massey because some of the slip would be here, and then Swanson Road would be closed. So, I guess that's one of the cons of living rural, especially if there's only a few roads in. You can get isolated, but we were fortunate enough that there always had an alternate route. Yeah. So it wasn't too bad. That's about it. Things just took about 10-15 minutes longer than normal. But I feel sorry for some of the houses on Swanson Road are still red stickered.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's like far out. Feel sorry for them, man, because I don't know where they are now.
Yeah. Abandoned.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Some of the houses on Swanson Road are going up to our places, being demoed, and you can see one of the other houses at the back has been when the slips come in, but I don't know why it's still standing.
Oh yeah.
Should be just demoed. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know one of the Usos, Eric, his house got flooded. So they're still, when the person is waiting for insurance, I think they got insurance, and they're just waiting for the builders to come fix it up.
Look how long that process has taken.
Yeah, man. Look how long it is. But I went to pick him up the other day because Avi, he left. He's gone to Australia to live.
Oh, I did not realise that.
So he left last night.
Oh wow!
9:00 flight to Brisbane. So I picked up Eric, and he's just looking at his street, and man, still the houses are empty. They got flooded.
Yes,
because he's down the bottom of the hill.
Wow.
So they got hit hard. Worse.
Yes,
they got hit hard.
Because that's where everything flows down to.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I think on his side of the road, his family, and maybe 2 others are still there. All the houses are empty.
Oh wow.
Yeah, red stickered or just abandoned. Just left there.
Like you're saying, look how long it's taken, for them just to get an insurance, just get an approval, It's because everything's got an EQC now, so it's like takes even longer. It's not just the insurance company to look it after; they got to go through and do a EQC report.
Yeah.
I had it's part of my driveway. Was ruined, dropped, so it broke. Part of my driveway broke, and concrete driveway, and it took excuse the language. It took when did it happen? February.
Yeah.
And only now I'm getting insurance money, and so I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I'm getting the insurance now, but as you say, there's still people out there with houses, something to live, and they're still going through. Insurance and EQC, and so man, I feel feel pretty bad for about a second, and then I'm just happy that my place is all right. But, I still have some sympathy for those people out there, man. It's probably not a nice thing, man. It definitely doesn't feel like a nice thing at all.
Yeah, so I hope there's no rain this holidays. It'll be good too, because man, I think the last 5 years has been rain during Christmas. The weather hasn't been too flash. So I hope it's
you expect that. It's going to be, especially in Auckland. I mean, you expect that it's going to rain. Yeah. Even when the weather reports say, no rain. And you can just go, yeah, it's going to rain. It looks like it's going to rain.
Yeah. Man, I want to talk to you about your Wiseguys. The Wiseguys. That was good, man. Like,
did you come down to games?
I came to watch the first game. You guys' first game.
Was that the first competition game?
At, what was that, Waitemata?
Oh, yeah.
Seagulls, the very first game. I think you were playing. That
was a preseason game.
That's when Stacey got injured.
Oh, that's... Yeah. So, funnily enough, that's the only game I've played for them.
Oh.
It's probably not a...
Did you get injured? Or
no, it's...
gone in the way of time. Bad timing.
It's because I was playing for another...
Oh, did you?
Masters team. And so the boys are not too happy about it. He was going, hey, you're the Wiseguys, or you play for Marist. So I was playing for Marist Masters League.
Oh, you showed up
against
them?
No, because we're in a different league. But I was going to play every second, because it's every 3 weeks, the Masters League, Rugby League. And so every 3 weeks. So my plan was, play one game for Wiseguys, and then the following round I'll play for Marist. So I played the preseason game, and then I ended up playing 2 or 3 games for Marist. And I thought, I'll go back play the rest of the season for Wiseguys. But then I broke my arm.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Then I broke my arm. So I never got to go back to Wiseguys. But just talking, because pretty much 98% of the boys, that's their first time playing Masters League, and they really enjoyed it. I spoke to everyone on the team, and they really enjoyed it. Big learning curve, because they're different colour shorts.
Right, for touch or tackle.
Yeah. So black and white shorts is pretty much, go hard. These are the guys from 35 to 40, I think it is. So 35 to 49. So black and white shorts. Once you turn 50 to 60, I think it is red shorts, and it's sort of held.
Yeah.
And then 60 plus is gold shorts. And so it's funny, because you're 35-year-olds, you got players who can still play senior A's or Prems.
Why?
And so there's still some big shots going in there and so forth. And it's awesome because the Wiseguys, man, they've really enjoyed it. And speaking to them, really enjoyed it. Majority of them are rugby union players too. So not that they don't know how to play league or anything, but it is a bit different. And also having to remember coloured shorts and how hard to tackle or what to do. Yeah. So
you get the odd tackle on the wrong guy.
Sorry, yeah. Or because then you get some, some guys who are wearing black shorts who are, 48, 49. They're probably not running as hard as they used to, but you're still getting bucketed. They go, oh, come on, Sunday Masters, mate, you're wearing black shorts. So... but I did hear that a couple of the other teams, they mentioned that it's probably one of the hardest teams they've played.
Oh, yeah.
Both in regards to tackling wise, and they felt it. So that
do you think the reason why is because 98% of guys haven't played, first time played?
They're just going hundies.
You just got to go hundies.
Just go hundies.
Didn't realize injuries are happening.
I guess that's why there's quite a few injuries in the team. Yeah. I think there might have been about four or three definitely season-ending
Oh, yeah. We know one
injuries.
Of them. We know one of them.
They say season ending. He didn't even start the season. The Bulls. But hopefully it doesn't discourage them for next year. Hopefully it just gives them a bit more motivation to get out there again. And I think there was a lot of reps from Waitemata Seagulls Rugby League Club watching how the Wiseguys Masters team conducted themselves.
Yeah.
You know, both on and off the field. So,
I mean, John, he was great organising the team, and I see it on chat. You know, I keep up with the Wiseguys and see what they do with the club and all the events they pull up.
And it's cool that even though I like the fact that even though there are a lot of the boys who are not playing, or a few of them overseas, but it's also another thing to stay in that chat group just to see what the boys are doing, carrying on, a few photos here and there on Friday night trainings.
Yeah. Who shows up to those? Anyone?
What's that?
Anyone show up to those?
So all you have to do is take a photo of your Friday night training and that's classed as training. No. But no, I think definitely know that a lot of the boys, not just the game itself, but getting back together, catching up with with all the other boys, and I think that's what Masters is about. I love the way that the Rugby League does their Masters modules in competition compared to Rugby Union. Rugby Union prezzies, they play every weekend. Every Saturday they'll play every Saturday, so they'll just play one team, and they'll their team as normal host the opposition. But with Masters League, they have modules, and then there's 4 modules, and in those modules there's 8, 9, 10 teams, whatever amount of teams, but they all play on the same day.
Oh yeah.
So there'll be 4 or 5 games, or 4 games of Masters League. Starting at 11, last one maybe at 1, but they all play together on the same ground. So each club will have a chance to host all the Masters.
Oh, so that's how it works. I was kind of confused how it works. Like when chat was going, we're hosting and
So that's why they can do it every 3 weeks. But I love the fact that because then you're not just you and your opposition. It's all the teams in that module, and so you get to see all those players every 3 weeks, right. and so you're not just sticking to your own team, but you can start having a chat and start conversing with the other teams. You make more friends,
right?
And so I like that fact that they have that where they have all the Masters teams playing in that one day, and because then also they're really big on family orientated, so the kids and all that. And they put when the host put it on the feed, they're putting it on the feed for all the supporters as well. It's not just the players, so it's real cool. It's real cool. Just means that a lot of people have to try and find a reason to put in sick leave on Monday.
Because it is on the Sunday.
Because it is on a Sunday. It is on a Sunday.
And that's the power of what you can do to when you schedule competitions like that in a way where the outcome is you get to know people.
Yes.
Like try to cultivate that somehow, like you build those relationships. And this is what we were talking about before when we first started on the podcast, talking about relationships in gyms.
Yes.
Going to doing these kind of things, going to these kind of things where you can do things in a group and get to know other people, because it's a human thing about it, eh?
Yes.
Coming together.
Yeah.
Even though Wiseguys, everyone knows each other because we're from out west.
Yeah.
And that,
But even the same token, we all knew each other, or we knew of each other. But also the fact is that you're coming together more often than you would normally. A lot of times you see people you haven't seen before for a while. That includes family. Would be on those whālawa-lawas.
Right.
Where it would be a majority of the time it's a funeral nowadays, so not too many weddings especially when us getting older, there's not too many weddings to go to unless it's nephews or nieces.
Yeah, that's right.
But it is and I hear it all the time, and I say it all the time too when I do go to funerals and all that. It's coming. We got to come together on a happier occasion. Let's sort something out. But as you say, life comes in the your life gets in the way. I wouldn't say get in the way, but everyone's busy. Everyone's busy, so and it's always hard to coordinate people who are available, to get into the place. But the fact that now, because of Wiseguys, all the boys and even the partners have seen the bigger picture and how it's just not us drinking on a Sunday, but all the things that we've done with fundraising, getting together, hosting, brought a lot of the partners in, and so getting the buy-in from the partners, it makes it easier for us to catch up on a Sunday with the boys. And I think there's, like you say, there's way more benefits than just the physical getting out there on Saturday, because you talk to everyone in the Masters, not just in Wiseguys, and they're there just to keep moving. You hear it and they say, oh man, this is just to keep moving, this is their thing, just to keep moving. But then you've got that camaraderie that you were talking about,
So that's the important part.
Yeah.
The camaraderie too.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. As we grow older, people tend to drop off, and then you don't get the connections start falling away.
Yes.
So if you don't have something that can bring everyone together, such as a Masters competition,
yep.
And
a good note, something nice to go to.
Yeah, exactly.
Something happy to go to.
Something happy, and you're exercising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think it's all of that. It's the mental side of that is the camaraderie, being around people.
Yes.
And then it's all healthy. Mental and physical is the exercise.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you got, when you start introducing the partners and the supporters, well, that's the family thing coming in.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's all of that. It's encapsulating everything about what a human being needs in their life.
In their lives. Yeah.
And that's a cool thing that I don't know if it's on purpose, but they recognize that's what it does, and this is it. And because when you were explaining it, I was thinking about the issues around mental health, and when they say check up on your friends, and then you always hear that check up on your mates, check up on them, and then after a few years of that, the next thing is, are you really checking up on them? Are you just saying hi and leaving, and are you really going over to say hi? Like that's the next step. Yeah. But it's like we're telling people what to do when it comes to mental health and stuff, and checking up on that, but this is not telling anyone to do anything. No. This is just a natural thing. But being a natural thing, you also, let's do this way, because this way will add in everything that a human needs.
Yeah.
For the total package of physical and mental health, Yeah.
Because you're meeting more regularly, not just every 3 weeks, because sometimes they come together on a Sunday to do trainings, and they go for a run or catch up for a committee meeting or whatever. But because now we're becoming a regular occurrence in regards to seeing each other, it makes it easier to recognise if something's wrong. When you actually ask the question, how you doing? Because then you actually can see their facials and see their demeanour, whether it's just, oh no, all good, bro, all good. Yeah. And then you go, oh no, you can actually ask it a bit more. Whereas if you haven't seen anyone, you don't know, so you might just message, you go, oh, how's everything? But you don't know the tone of the reply.
You don't know the body language.
You can't see anything. So having something, an occurrence every 3 weeks or whatever, a regular occurrence, you can actually start recognising if someone's not turning up, or you haven't heard from them for a while. And then that's probably when you take that next step and you start talking to each other, to all the other boys. Bro, have you heard from blah blah blah? And then sooner or later you find out one of the boys probably knows what's going on. He goes, oh shit, and puts you in the loop, and he goes, oh shit, okay, what do we need to do? Yeah. But because if like we said before, unless you're having that regular occurrence, it'll be just that how are you? Small talk, but not really delving into it, because you don't really know sometimes,
But the game is physical as rugby league, even rugby union. Like it's always, you get that feeling when you play in a team, you're going out there to war. you know, and everyone's gonna help each other, you know, gonna go out, play the other team, hopefully win, come back, and then have a beer. You know, it's going through that.
Yeah.
You know that it makes it even more. A lot of things more at stake.
Yeah. I believe
for
that.
For your teammate.
I believe that because you don't want to go in there and just be like PCA because you know you're gonna get crap from all the boys. Okay, what is that? What did you do there? The thing of Masters, they have an award called Dick of the Day.
Oh yeah.
And it could be any reason. It doesn't even have to be something that happened in the game. I don't know, a couple of the boys, one of the boys got Dick of the Day because he brought an empty chili bin. Because he said he'll bring the chili bin, but it was empty. He brings an empty chili bin to the game, you know. So he got a Dick of the Day award, you know. But it's but in the same token, you know, as you say, for me, if I'd go out, I still want to go hard as I physically can, and as hard as mentally I can go hard, because you know you're still competitive, even though it's Masters, and you're still competitive, and at the same time you don't want to get hurt either. Yeah, you know. So I believe that it's still up there in regards to competitiveness, even though the boys are saying it's only Masters, you're having a laugh at it, but then you see the big hits and you go, oh, I thought you see you're just having fun, mate. You know, or but there's and you say the benefits after the game, not just the physical but the mental, with all the laughter you have, you know, even on the game when you start bantering to each other and go, Sully, don't ever do that again. Don't ever try and pass that ball again like that. You know, or something silly. Or Sully, that's what happens when you try and sidestep. You break your ankle. You know, it's you know, and you can have these little laughs afterwards. And there's you know, and there's always got that memory. You know, at the end of the year, you probably go back. Oh, remember that time we tried to do this job? Try to do this step or whatever. Everyone just laughs and just has a real good time. Just has a really good time. So definitely benefits not just the physical movement, but your mental well-being. Having a good laugh, having a real good laugh.
No, absolutely, man. How many games did you play for Marist?
It's funny. So I've played Masters for the last 3 years.
Oh yeah, for Marist.
Yeah. But I only average like 2 games a year.
Oh yeah. Injuries. Due to injuries.
It's normally probably because it's Saturday night and I go, oh no, I can't go to the game on a Sunday. Well, I should be using. Oh, sorry, I don't play on Sundays. But no, that's not true.
Michael Jones.
That's not true.
Michael Jones.
I don't want to lie. Yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, I've only played a handful of games every year, but next year they've got a Masters tournament in Gold Coast. Around October, November next year, because they had a Masters tournament here in Auckland last month, which the Marist was in, but Wiseguys didn't put a team in. But now there's a tournament in Gold Coast, and I think all the boys are pretty keen to to get into that tournament. So I'm pretty keen this year. Of any of your Marist Masters, sorry boys, I'm signing up for Wiseguys next year, so I'll be playing for Wiseguys. So I don't know if Wiseguys wants me back now. Yeah, being injury prone. But yeah, so there's a goal. You know, there's another goal, not just playing every 3 weeks, but you know, opportunity to go over to play on a Masters tournament, which probably be cool, be really cool, and playing a big tournament, and with your mates. Yeah, you know, going over with your mates. You know, sure there'll be a lot of laughs and a lot of what happens on tour stays on tour, sort of crack up laughter. But there's a goal next year, and I think after this year with the Wiseguys, a lot of the boys are keen to carry on, not just to play, but just to carry on coming together. So it's good signs out there for the boys.
Yeah, no, it's been great. like I said, I've been keeping an eye out on the.
Oh,
on
you
the
got to
chat,
come. You got to come on the field. Not necessarily play, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
come in and support on the sideline. You know, and stay for feed and have those laughters.
I'll
You
be
know?
keen to, and I take the video camera and video some games. You know.
Yeah. Then we can do some analysis. So there will be some training sessions over over the video to get an analysis of who stuffed up.
Well, I need to start a sports channel on the website, so I might use Wiseguys as a try and edit some videos.
As the lowest level, as the benchmarker.
Well, it's interesting, because you know how the boys do the counter rock podcast.
Yes.
Every time they bring up topics got to do with club rugby, like club rugby, man, it gets a lot of engagement.
Yeah. I had I listened to one of them recently, and I think Stacey and Roger.
Yeah.
I think there was one other person.
Joey.
Yeah, they were talking. They were especially talking about the Marist,
Yeah.
the league, union club, and the new coach, and I was like, oh wow. Where the hell do you guys get these information from? But I was just sort of going, oh man, I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
But it's cool, yeah. I think you get really passionate, especially club rugby, because it's, if it's your club, and the majority, that's where you make your friends and you know people from other clubs, you know. And just like being at school, especially West Auckland or any school, you've got pride in your rugby club, or you've got pride in your school, and so you throw where you're from, around, and you get a bit of weight behind it, and I guess that's why you're passionate in those conversations, especially club rugby, because that's grassroots.
Yeah, it is.
That is grassroots.
And I think, I don't know, but I think the reason why we got a lot of engagement with the topic there was because I don't think you can find stuff like that out there.
Non-club, not
non-club
talking
level.
about club, no.
Non-club level,
No.
and I think there's a niche to be tapped there, because if you get stories like this, like what Stacey was saying, whether it's true or not, it's still a story.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the details are wrong. It doesn't matter. It's still, something went down.
Yeah.
Something on that capacity where, hey, club rugby.
Club, who's getting paid?
Who's getting paid that much? Obviously, people do get paid because there's been stories, around, but it's not really an open sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's still something to talk about.
So
And
absolutely,
it's still something to get the interest in. If you lived around the Marist Club, right, and you just know that how we live around Waitemata, but we don't go to the games or anything like that, but we just know because it's
what's happening around your neighbourhood.
If you hear a story like that, you go, hey, your ears start popping up, oh, fuck,
What's going on down there?
what's going on down there, sort of thing. Like, who's this coach? Like, are we gonna?
Well, you're paying the coach of the fields of shit.
Yeah. But it garners that little interest.
Yeah, it does. And
the only way it did that is because we put it out there.
Yeah.
So, it'll create some sort of like interest, but it'll create like awareness of non-supporters and supporters, not non-supporters, but people that are affiliated with the club somehow, but they don't support directly.
Yeah.
But now they could be a supporter.
Yeah. And I reckon you're right there. I know in club rugby, there are conversations going on, between players and supporters and all that, because people know, oh, where's this person gone? Oh, they've gone to that club now. Where's this? It's a small community, even though Auckland Rugby Union is huge, but the players, because, especially if you've gone through all those clubs and played senior rugby, you're playing the same people. And so all these conversations are happening in the club rooms, already. But as you say, as you pointed out, it's not been, shown out to outside of this community. And so definitely, because there'll be a lot of chat. People will come and go, oh, bro, should see what's happening in my club, It's easy, man. And to have, I reckon, to have some legends from different clubs. I know we all know a few people that are centurions or just big legends in those clubs, different clubs, to bring their perspective, bring theirs, go, man, how's it changed from your days to now? You know, what's going on here? You know, and I bet you, as you say, after that, you get a few more listeners peeking in and going, oh, who they got now? Oh, that's my club. I want to listen to. Oh, I haven't seen him for a while. What's he up to?
Exactly.
What does he think? You know, because it's grassroots. It's because it's, you know,
that's where it starts from. You know.
Yeah, and so you get. I reckon you get a lot more interest because it's and you almost do get to have a say because it's your local club. You know, so to speak, you know.
Yeah.
You do get to express your interest, whereas when you go up further up to the representative, it's going, hey, mate, you know, you just stick to the tweeting and keep your message there. But with club rugby, you know, your brother or your son or your daughter could be playing in the senior teams or the lower grades. So you get a lot more of a link or affiliation to club rugby than you would to say the likes of Auckland Blues.
And I think because mainstream media doesn't really cover it, they don't go deep down. But I think there's an opportunity to do that, you know, because of course you can send out the journals to cover the All Blacks, the Blues, the NPC, and all that kind of stuff. Easy, because that's what, you know, that's in the papers and all that. But try sending an army of journos into the club rooms of club rugby. You know, like I know they cover the Gala Shield, but they cover the semi-final, final.
But they don't. But
they do the whole season. But they don't talk about, you know.
They don't talk to the people and what's going on in the club. And
yeah. But I think there would be a public interest.
Yeah.
To see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know if podcasts can do that or a newspaper can do that, or, you know, but I think sports journalism can go much more further in New Zealand than what it is doing now. And I think they don't regard it as a place for them to go to get stories.
If it doesn't,
but it will help New Zealand rugby in the long run.
Yeah, but if media and all that, it's all about turnover, money that you get revenue. You know, and so it's more how bigger our audience, how wide is our audience in club rugby, and it'll be just localised. It'll be localised, especially the likes of Auckland. You know, everywhere in New Zealand won't be interested in a small club. You know, talking about a small club, but everyone in Auckland knows that club, knows what it is, and they'll be interested in that. And I guess that's why nothing's going to be in you know, in the media as such, because it's not a,
because there's no more local media anymore. There's no more Western Leader.
I used to look at the back, and Western Leader used to always have a sports thing in the back, and you know, of the latest, you know, of our team. It was always when we were looking at the back and seeing what teams played what and so forth. Like, man, it's you seem so thin now. There's hardly anything in there.
Yeah, and I think it's online now too.
Yes,
like there's a Western. You can go Western Central.
Yeah.
South.
But how many people actually go online to do that? You know,
yeah.
Unless it's physically there, that's when I start reading it.
Yeah,
you know. So,
well, you know, that wasn't the first club rugby topic the boys had on the podcast. They've had others too, and when it does happen, man, engagement shoots up. Shoots up, man. Like the last one was the Rovers when they were winning. Oh, and they were talking about how the top player didn't get NPC.
Yes, that's right.
They got into the reserves there or something. Yeah, not the top team.
Yeah, they were talking about. Yeah, that's right. I remember that one. And it wasn't just the counterpunch talking about it. It was everyone. Like I said, it was everyone was talking about it. I said, how does a team make the finals? How's a team win one of the strongest competitions around, club wise, and get no representation.
Yeah.
You know,
especially when that coach brought guys from Admiral into Rovers and turned them around. Yeah. Yes. So it'll be interesting when he goes to Marist, what guys from Rovers will go to Marist there.
Yeah. I guess that's why also you wanna when you do get new coaches, one of the criteria, or not a criteria, but what are you bringing to the club? I can bring this player.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We've got a chance. You know.
Well, the sort of other speculation was if he's got the position of coach or the director.
Oh, right. Which is different though.
Yeah.
You know, but then is it how much of a hands-on is a director going to be? You know, how much pull does he have?
Yeah.
No, I'll be interested to listen to those, especially when we're going around with what clubs, you know, what's happening in the club scene.
I have this passion for sport, and especially local sport, but wanting it to be more than what it is now in terms of like popularity.
Yes.
And like, I see what they're doing in NRL and how they have clubs, the community revolve around the clubs.
Yes.
But you gotta have an incentive to pour the community in. It's not enough that you just have a team.
Yeah.
And you have to, you got to do something else. You got to have, like, in NRL, they have casinos and restaurants.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And even those, even like the lower grades, the SG Bulls and all those other lower grades and the teams that they say are the feeder teams, but they get some big followings and so forth as well, you know.
It's commercialized. And you follow the lead of America. Oh, they're in the bloody forefront of sports entertainment.
Yeah.
They really dig down the entertainment part.
Yeah.
And I think that's what New Zealand is missing, the entertainment side of sport. Like, we play sport. We say we're passionate about sport. We are. But do we really take it in the full effects of the sports entertainment, what it should be? Because this is entertaining. It has to be entertaining for the people to watch.
Yeah.
You got to put bums on seats.
Yes.
You know? And that's the name of the game now.
And I guess that's the thing is with the sports or rugby union, there's you get a lot of people go, I just can't understand it, I can't follow it, you know? and then you get into all these rule changes because they want to make it more entertaining for people, but people still can't follow it and know what's going on.
Oh, the Rugby World Cup was a classic example of the final. The TMO and the bunker they had and the ref and red cards and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That was hard to watch. It was hard to watch, and it was hard to understand.
Yeah, the reasons why.
The reasoning behind it.
Things are happening,
Goodness me, but
But then it's hard that Super Rugby has one set of rules. We go to World Rugby as another set of rules.
Yeah, or Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere rules or understanding of the rules. You're just thinking, why can't we all just play by one rule?
Well, I don't know if these heads of World Rugby played rugby before, or they're just businessmen and just know how to run a business without playing the game. But I understand it's all about liability and getting head knocks and getting CTE and don't want to get sued and all that kind of stuff. So that's what they're scared about. That's why these rules are in place. But it's not. It's what they think should happen.
Yeah, but it's for me. It's the understanding of those rules because between each referee, it seems to be different interpretations of a rule. That's where I find it frustrating. Where the interpretation between hemispheres are different. And then going from club rule to Super Rugby, there's a few different rules there and so forth, and it's hard to follow.
Yeah,
it's really hard to follow, and then you just go, oh, what's the point of watching?
Well, on top of that, you got a Super Rugby competition that's not really good right now.
Yeah,
you got the Wallabies that are shit, and you got the Australian teams that are shit. You got South Africa that's left, doesn't want to play with us anymore.
Yeah, since they left, and went over to Europe and all that, the comp, it's still, well, I would say that it was still strong, but the Aussie teams are not.
Yeah, they're not up to scratch.
And so
they're pulling us down. And I don't know if this World Cup was just like a precursor to what's going to happen in the future, but really the All Blacks struggled during the round robins, and a lot of talk was about because the competition in the Rugby Championship isn't strong anymore.
Yeah, yes.
The All Blacks just play in South Africa. Yeah. And
one of the other reasons were I heard also being thrown around was all the Northern Hemisphere's teams, they started playing earlier than we did when, after COVID and all that. So their competition really, were ramping up before we even started looking at sudden our competition, which is true because that's actually what happened. Obviously, a team that's already been playing around for a lot longer than another team, they're going to be a lot stronger and so forth. But man, I honestly went into that competition, didn't think I knew we'd get quarters, but I never thought we'd had a chance to win it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the belief that we'll win it until after Ireland. Till after the Ireland game. And it was like, actually, hold on. Out comes my jersey again.
Yeah. Because I don't think everybody didn't mind if we lost there. Because the writing was on the wall, sort of, eh?
Yeah.
And then we knew, okay, we'll be all right if we lost, because it's a good team we lost to. They beat South Africa in the round robins. So.
Yeah. And but then what was great for World Rugby was the best thing was that ruling of where tier 1 players are eligible to play tier 2.
3 years stand down period.
And you see how a big difference that made to all the Pacifica teams, where they took it to the tier 1 teams, really close, got them pretty close for most of those games.
It's pretty unfortunate Sabonga didn't play. He was injured most of those round robin games.
I was trying to figure out why he didn't play Argentina.
Yeah,
was it the Argentina game?
He was still injured. Yeah.
We can see straight away that he should have. We would have won that game if we had Sabonga. Just someone who can really, take the team wherever,
Because he was the man against England.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
There's a big difference
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Nothing against Christian, who was playing, but Sabonga had that little, still got that little X factor, and was still able to be like a general and lead the team around. But yeah. So I was just gutted that when we played, first thing I said was, "Where's Sabonga?" Don't tell me he's still crying about that losing his kicking tee. You're getting all these remarks and so forth. But at the end of the day, we knew he was injured and so forth. And I think it was great that ruling to allow tier 2, the 3 year stand down. Of course.
Yeah. It was a pretty good World Cup, though, I think, in the long run. It was a real competitive one.
Yep.
I don't think it's been competitive before. That many good teams were up for the running there.
And I sort of get more interest in it because we were able to watch it live, being in the morning.
Yeah.
Then England's going, oh yeah, sweet. I can watch that. I can watch that. In the office or whatever. But when you go into other countries and it's like at midnight, or it's like, it's like, I can't get up for this. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it this time around because my boy's 8 and 9 year old. One of them was dead set keen to watch every game with me, and those are the memories that I wanted to build, because I don't have any memories of growing up as a kid watching the All Blacks with my old man or anything.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted to have those memories with my son, and it's funny because one of them, keen as, the other one's he'll come in, who's winning? Oh no, All Blacks is losing. So he didn't even care about watching it. He goes, oh no, All Blacks aren't going to win, so I'm not going to watch. I was like, oh mate.
I'm probably opposite because I'm a sports fan because of my parents.
Yeah,
because they love sport. My parents. So every time All Blacks game, one Samoan game. And this is why I'm a Manly Seagulls fan, because my parents loved Manly.
Right.
Back in the days when Matthew Ridge was playing there and Graham Lowe was the coach.
Yes.
Those times. So every time I come on the lounge, they'd be screaming at the TV.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, yeah, sweet. So that's how it started for me.
Yeah. I still do that, scream at the TV. Yeah. I get it. My boys get a fright. Oh, she's dead. Calm down.
But that's cool, man. It's cool seeing, because I know some of the other boys, their parents are sports fans too, and they have the same sort of memories.
Yeah.
Like their parents screaming at the TV.
That's it. Those are the memories I want. Like I said, there was a great opportunity being 8 o'clock, some 8 in the morning games.
Yeah, especially the weekend. You wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, the game's on. Go watch it.
Perfect. Yeah. And my oldest boy loved it.
Yeah.
And so be able to sit there with him and chew the fat about rugby and go, what happened there, Dad? So, yeah.
Did you have all day to think about it, and like talk about it and stuff?
Yeah,
Which is cool.
actually, yeah, it is. It's funny because so I coach my son's team, and it's funny. So you give them tips, or go over and watch my other son to
Who's he
play.
playing for?
Whiteys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Whiteys. And it's funny, yeah. You tell them, oh, you should do this, you should do that when this happens. And they just give you that look and go, what do you know about rugby? And then, you know, something would happen, exactly the situation I spoke, you know, I mentioned, and they'll go, oh, how did you know that? Dad, how did you know that? So, well, son, there's a... Back in my days, the old start with back in my days, I used to walk in the snow to go to school and play rugby in the snow. That was one of the stories my dad gave me, and I used to like eat it up and then realise it doesn't snow in Samoa. Took me a long time to actually click and go, hey, you got me. But, you know, just having, it's funny, you know, kids will look at you and go, how do you know that? You know, because they don't know your past life. They don't know what sports you had played previously. Or I've got no memorabilia of any sports that I played in my time. But, you know, when you do give a little bit of advice, they just get the look, you get the, you get the eyes. And, oh, okay, Dad.
Now that reminds me of my old man, because I think I didn't hear him, or he didn't understand what I was asking him. But I remember when I was a kid asking him, what sport did you play? And he said, oh, boxing, rugby.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what? I realized, because I was like proud, my dad was a boxer.
Yes.
My dad was a rugby player. Because I know, because he watches boxing and watches rugby. But then I realized later on in my life, like, you know what? I think he thought I said, what's your favorite sport? Not what
you did.
Not what you did. Like,
yeah.
Because, I never saw any memorabilia or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe he didn't have memorabilia back in Samoa. But
Yeah. But that's a different lifetime. You know, when you're back in the younger days and playing sports and so forth. And I never took any memorabilia. I know heaps of boys used to, at the end of the season, the jersey will be in their back, you know, and then you go to the, you know, I know a couple of boys that always had, they also had the memorabilia in a club or rep, and just go, oh wow, this is cool, man, this is cool. But yeah, it's still funny when you're giving advice, whatever advice it is, to a 9-year-old, and they just give you those looks, and then you go, okay, okay.
Well, the last podcast had, you know, Yash, he came.
Yes.
And he was talking about, because he's coaching his daughters. Like, he's not trying to, but he wants them to be sporty, because he's sporty.
Right, yep.
But we're talking about how to figure that out. Because you don't want to force your kids, but you want them, you have the idea of what you're hoping. You know, you're hoping.
Yes.
You know? And it's an interesting thing, like, what do you do as a parent? Do you push or not? Or do you let it happen naturally? See where they go.
But it can work either way, though. I know, you know, you're right. I know some people got pushed into it, and then, you know, further down the track, they end up loving it.
Yeah.
But they got the initial push, that whereas they wouldn't have.
But some don't, eh?
Yeah, or the reverse, some of them that hate it so much because they got pushed into it, you know, or you let them decide and see what they want to do, you know, and let them find out. But you do that, and you end up having like a different sport every year, or every, you know, summer or winter. There's like, oh, come on, man, make up your mind. Which sport are you playing? You know? These fees are not cheap. Yeah. Just the other one is, what sport you want to play? Try to look for the cheapest one. But I totally understand that. But you sooner or later you know your kids, you know what works for them, you know whether it's a push or it's they'll figure it out. You know, I've got my two boys, the approach is different, you know. One of them is a bit more talented than the other, he can pick up any sport. It's just like, wow, it just comes natural. The other one he just loves it, and he just keep working until, but he just loves sports. He just loves sports. And the one who's naturally telling him goes, I don't feel like playing this. I don't. He's like, hey, my mum give me some. So you get to know your own kids, and you get to know, and you try and approach accordingly, I guess, But even then, even if you don't know, you learn.
Yeah.
Just like you do every day, as a parent. Nothing's in a book, there are guides out there, but man, everyone's different, man.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you see these movies like King Richard and
So I never watched it.
the way he pushed those girls to play tennis, it's like,
And look at them now.
Look at them now.
Look what they achieved.
Yeah, even Tiger Woods' old man, eh?
Yes, started off. Yeah, I remember watching him when was it That's Incredible? The TV series.
Yeah,
That's Incredible as a little
back
kid.
in the days, in the 80s.
Yeah, just
was he there?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was on That's Incredible. I'm sure it was That's Incredible. As a little kid, and it was just whacking the ball. And look at him there. A few divorces later, but and it's that you've got that parent who's pushing. I reckon for those sort of sports, individual sports, you do need someone to push, because unless you're mentally, not at a young age, you haven't built that mental strength and discipline.
Yeah.
So you probably need someone to push you, and push you pretty hard.
I read Andre Agassi's book, Open.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the best written sports novels, biographies.
Yes.
Because it's written by a guy that he's a journalist, and he won a Pulitzer.
Pulitzer Prize, yeah.
Pulitzer Prize, and he wrote Andre Agassi's biography.
Yes.
He hated tennis.
Oh, Agassi.
His dad loved tennis. His dad was a King Richard dude.
All right.
And forced him to play tennis.
Yes.
But he also hated school.
Right.
But he was good at tennis. But he hated tennis. So it was either go to school, which he hated, or play tennis, which he hated. Which one? Tennis.
Tennis.
So he chose the two of the worst things.
Yeah.
He hated it. He was just so good at it. But he hated playing. He didn't want to play, but he knew that was his way out. So he just did it.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
But sooner or later he would have come to love.
Because he hated his dad for pushing him.
Oh, so
he was just good at it. He just hated it. He was happy when he retired.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I guess that's the thing, hated it, all because he got pushed into it, but he still played.
Yeah, he still played.
through.
Yeah.
He still made a living out of it.
Yeah, but the book goes on to because he quit school young. He didn't go back to school, so he considers himself not smart.
Right.
He wouldn't know what to do if he left tennis.
Technically not educated.
Not educated, yeah, exactly. So he just got educated through his sport.
Yep. Yes.
And just went on to do better things. But it's interesting, for a guy that hated the sport and got really good at it, and got famous from it,
And that's the other thing, you hear. Is it book smart or street smart?
Yeah.
They're two very different things, both still help you in whatever you're doing, but I think having that life experiences outweighs any sort of education that you can get from the books, because they'll teach you things that you're never going to learn in the books.
I think with King Richard one, that movie, I think because those girls were so young, Serena and Venus, they were so young that that's all they knew. Yeah. And so they just did it anyway.
That's all you know, yeah.
And fortunately for them, they weren't like Andre Agassi. They loved it too.
Oh, lucky.
So maybe with Tiger Woods was the same thing. Maybe the parent made sure that there was nothing else. So that's all they could do.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think if it works out, then it's good. But see, when you say about life skills, Tiger Woods never had any life skills there. That's why he was a bit of an Elvis. He became a bit of an Elvis.
Yeah. It's how do you handle the fame?
Yeah, how do you handle the fame?
How do you handle the fame? Yeah, exactly. And you always see that on the media and TV, how, but mind you, they always report, they will really report the bad things about, someone and how they handle the fame. But man, they don't teach you how to handle fame.
No one teaches anyone, eh? No. You got to figure it out for yourself.
You got to figure it out for yourself. But I guess, you hear about NRL and maybe even Super Rugby and all that, they're trying to teach these kids about how to handle the pressures of media, of outside influences and so forth, how to deal with media, how to, because you hear it when people are getting interviewed, and the same, if it's in the same team, they've always got the same terms. They're always saying the same thing, in their interviews. 4 or 5 different people in the same team. So you're thinking, oh, okay, is that the phrase for the week? Is it when you turn up to the media, everyone's using the same terminology and so forth.
I think NRL's getting better. They're letting the players be themselves. Some of them,
express.
Like some of them joke around.
Yeah.
When they start joking around on the interview,
being themselves.
Yeah.
You
didn't see that much in New Zealand rugby. Like the cookie cutter. Cookie cutter.
Cookie cutter. Yeah. No, but you've always
speeches.
They've always had that impression. What everyone's always said. Union is white collar, league is blue collar. And so you always.
It's a gentleman's game.
Yeah, it's like, oh, mate, everyone's a gentleman, But and it stems from that, and then it's just carried on. The way you conduct yourself, it's got to be up there. As a rugby union player / as an All Black, a league, you get to express yourself a bit more in league. Way more. You can't hide in league. No. You'll get caught out in regards to your position or how you're playing. You get stood out. Whereas in rugby union, you can hide. You can be a lock or a flanker, and no one realises you've played a whole game.
Yeah, that is true. Because league is not just physical; it's the endurance you need. Just to go back 10 all the time, man.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because it talks to some of the leagues. And you always had that conversation between 2 codes, which is the best code.
Yeah.
And then I've always had conversations there, and the league boys say, we had a couple of union boys come over to try and play, and they were cacks after 20 minutes because of the up, back, come back, run 10 metres and so forth. Because rugby union, you can just walk to the next ruck.
Yeah.
Or you just stand on the line. Of course, we don't run that often. But it's surprising. It's surprising because keep putting my kids in there, but because I'm coaching them, both union and I coached a league team they were part of this year, and one of my boys who in union doesn't stand out. Go to league, boom, because he gets the ball, he gets to run, and he's running hard. It's oh damn, you are good, because you don't see that in union.
No.
You can go through I wouldn't say you can go through a whole game, but you can go through a lot of patches without even touching the ball. You're just hitting a ruck to another ruck to another ruck. Especially with kids rugby union, there's no positions, so to speak. There's forwards and there's backs, but there's no specialised position.
Yeah.
So you can just be literally just running from one ruck to another, and you may not get the ball. League, like that's when I mentioned you can't hide in league. You got to do your job. You got to go up and tackle. You got to go make those yards, or then it's your turn to run now. It's your turn to run, so boom, you got to run. It's quite surprising. It surprised me quite a bit watching my 9-year-old really express himself in league. He was able to express himself in league, and he came off and he said he really enjoyed league. And both of my boys really enjoyed it, but more so him, because he said he got to get the ball a lot more than he would in union. I was going, well, they get paid more, so, keep going, make that money, get dad's retirement.
I've always been a rugby union guy, and, before league, I was never a leaguey kind of guy. But I got to tell you, man, this last NRL season, I've been watching that more than Super Rugby, man.
Yeah.
This last year, because of how not competitive Super Rugby has been.
Right.
You can tell who's going to win.
Yeah.
If the Rebels come to town, who cares?
Yeah.
Western Force Rebels, who cares?
But
you watch league, man. You watch NRL this season, man. Even from week 1 all the way the first 10 weeks, man. Like these close games,
Yeah.
you don't know who's gonna win. And if
It's a good thing.
if you're down by 3 tries and 10 minutes to go, you can still win.
You can still win. Yeah.
You can score 4 tries in 10 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing about league, you know. Like, and these athletes are they're so athletic. These players are so athletic,
Yeah.
you know, and fit.
Yeah.
And they can run, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
They can last, and they can do extraordinary things on the field that can make the game in the last seconds, you know, and
Yes.
change everything around. And that's something rugby union doesn't have, you know.
No, because all it takes is like you can, and that's why you get paid. All the high paid players, both union and league, always someone that's got that X factor that can change a game. They'll get paid for it too, you know. It's funny though.
It's hard to have one person change the game, unless you're John Lumbu. But even that, John Lumbu didn't win a championship, you know.
No,
So
that's right.
It's pretty hard, to be individual.
Yeah,
have
but he did.
individual
He was
brilliance.
he was definitely someone on that cusp of when it was going from amateur to professional, and he was that poster boy for professionalism, you know. But man, he stood out though, both his height and his abilities on the field.
Yeah.
You know, so and also you know the story behind it. You know, working at a bank, and,
Yeah.
you know, as a teenager and so forth. And that reminds me of Bundy Aki's story I just read not so long ago, where as a teenager he had sort of given up rugby, you know, and he started working at a bank. Typical Islanders, The bank is supposed to be one of the best jobs you can get, be a bank teller.
Was this before he played for Chiefs?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
And that's when Tana Umanga came along and said, come play for counties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he came play for counties, and then he made the Chiefs, and look where he is now, you know. But and all it took was someone, like Tana Umanga, to still believe in him. Okay, hey, you come put in the work and then you'll play. But they could have been lost. Their talent where he is, you know, could have been easily lost because he was on the verge of giving up, not making any of the rep teams, I believe. But man, what an awesome journey that he's been through, man.
I just saw he just met
Tua. Yeah.
Because Dolphins were over in Germany for a game.
Oh, right, that's where you got the opportunity.
Yeah, so he went over and they swapped jerseys and
I saw that.
signed them, Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Saw that.
Yeah,
It's funny. I find that more and more now of the Islanders over in the States actually following other Islanders in different codes,
Yeah,
you know, and you're going, oh, do they know about this
Yeah,
the sport here, rugby union, you know? But the fact is, Islanders to Islanders, you know, they sort of following that. So it's cool, man. It is cool.
Because I see that Round's going to go take some games over to Las Vegas next year.
To Vegas?
Broncos are going to play there
Oh, wow.
next year. I know what their goal was, trying to get some interest in the game, or try get NFL to take some players.
Well, that's the thing. I guess to bring in more revenue, or whatever it is going to the States, because if the States can pick up that's a lot of revenue to all the other, to the, you know, to the rugby union empire, the world rugby, you know, because you know, you look at soccer as well now, bringing them over to the States and having their own competition over there. It's getting huge. There's some huge followings over there.
Because Miami brought in Messi.
Well,
Paid him millions, but he's playing for a shit competition there, like compared to, you know, where he's come from.
Yeah, compared to it, but he's getting paid that much because, like I said, in the States they've got the money, you know. And isn't that part owned by Beckham?
I think so. Yeah.
It's part owned by Beckham. So I guess that's one of the things. Hey, once you retire, you just buy a team.
I should watch that documentary on Netflix, the Beckham one, because everyone says it's good.
I started watching it.
Was it good?
I hadn't finished watching it. I hadn't finished going back to it. But it was quite interesting actually. I only just think I only just watched half an hour of it.
Yeah.
But you know, you only know David Beckham through the media. but it's quite interesting to see where he started and how young he started and so forth. So I got through the first 30 minutes, and it was quite interesting. One of the things that I remember is that was it Posh Spice, whatever her name is?
Yeah.
He saw her on a music video. So never met her, didn't know who she was. He was still quite young, and he turns to one of his teammates and goes, "I'm going to marry her one day." And then look what happens. I think a couple of years later he had met her, and that started that. But it's funny to hear him say, "Yeah, I've already said I was going to marry her," and 2 years later meets her. It's like, whoa.
Same thing happened to Jason Momoa when he saw what's her name from Cosby Show.
Yeah. I've forgotten. Oh, true.
Yeah.
She's much older than him, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But he said the same thing. I'm going to marry her.
I think a lot of people would have said that after watching the Cosby Show. A lot of people said that.
Yeah, including Bill Cosby.
Well, we don't go there, mate. Sort of ruins your childhood memories of watching the Cosby Show, eh? Goodness me.
Wow. I love that show, man.
Oh, yeah. I just race home and go.
You got heaps of lessons from that song, eh?
It was great, man. It was funny. So funny.
Because I thought the mum, what's her name?
Is it Patricia?
Rashad, eh?
Something like that. Yeah.
What was her character name?
I can't remember.
Yeah. But, man, she was just like my mum, eh?
Yeah.
My mum.
Yes.
Like, just because when she was telling the kids off, like, she was like real affirmative, eh?
Yeah, yes.
Reminded me of my mum, man.
Yeah.
She tells us off.
She was the disciplinary in the family. Yeah.
Well, she was the disciplinarian. My dad was the executioner.
Oh, yes.
She was the judge, juror, and my dad was the executioner.
Yeah.
They made the perfect tag team. Eh?
Yeah. Oh, it's I think at the moment I am the judge, the jury, and I'm also the executioner, as well as I'm also the whatsaw. But they just, you shouldn't have done that, mate. It's so good. So poor boys, they don't know if dad's, one of the cool dads. They're like, let's go joke and do this prank or whatever. Yeah. Or is it going to be the dad who's just about to fussy me because I didn't listen?
Yeah, that was just, man. I was flicking through Netflix, and even the other platforms I'm on, like Prime and all that. There's so many sports documentaries.
Yeah, I noticed that.
There's heaps.
Yeah. There's a lot of docos on.
There's so many.
They haven't had the chance to watch though.
No, because there's too many.
You just haven't had the chance to watch.
Have you got Sky?
No.
Because I get the Sky now, the online Sky.
Oh, yes.
And they've got a documentary part.
Oh, okay.
All the sports stuff.
Yeah.
All the Freddy for Freddy's.
Yeah.
I think it all sprung up from the Freddy for Freddy's stuff. Because there was that, I don't know if you watched the O.J. Simpson documentary.
No.
That's the 5-episode one.
No.
That is really good, man. It's called Made in America.
Oh, okay.
It's good, man.
It's been a while, eh?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It won awards, and I know why it won awards, because it's really good.
Really good doco.
Because it not only talks about his life, his career.
Yes.
But talks about the context around what was going on.
Right.
In the city of LA.
Yeah, right.
And the picture it paints him. You think to yourself, he did it, man. He did it. Because he was an asshole. Because he was one of those fake black dudes, like, just because he's like got money and he's famous football player.
Football player, yeah.
He's like, he thinks he's white now. He just disregarded his culture.
Oh, right.
He's one of those.
Yes. Okay. I didn't. So the thing is, you don't know, especially over in New Zealand. No, you don't know. You only see what's being broadcasted on the media and so forth.
But this tells you everything, and it's really interesting. Just his mind, how his mind works.
Wow.
Like, he didn't hang around meeting black people. He bought his house in the rich white area.
Right.
And he hung around white people.
Right.
Yeah. So he's
lost all his roots.
And then when they were talking, when other famous players, football players, NBA players, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, were doing the whole Muhammad Ali doing some activist stuff.
Yes, yes.
Like they'll ask him to come, you know,
Ask him to go and
and you go, hey man,
No.
I'm not black, I'm OJ. Do those things,
Wow.
those kind of things, eh?
So there's a 5-part series, was it?
It's a 5-part series. So it goes into that, and then, but the interesting part of it is the context around what happened when his wife got murdered and the other guy got murdered, and he got chased on the motorway.
Oh,
But what was happening in LA during the time? So it talks about the riots and all the racist cops. It talks about Rodney King. So there's a lot of like when you boil the jug, everything was boiling.
okay. So that's
Like there was also there was racial tension between the cops and the black people.
Yeah.
And you got like incidents with Rodney King. Then you had incidents where a young black girl went to a Korean store, and she had an argument with the shopkeeper.
Yes.
I think she smacked her or something, and walked out. And the shopkeeper grabbed the gun and shot her behind the back, on the back of the head. And she was just a young girl,
Wow.
right? Young black girl, and she got home detention.
Home detention.
Yeah, so that was another added on
Yeah.
thing. So there's heaps of things going on.
Heaps of things going on at that time.
Yeah, at that time.
And so.
So when then the riots happened after Rodney King, and all that shit happened, and then heaps of other stuff was going on. And then when O.J. Simpson got acquitted, it was kind of a payback to the white people for the black community.
Is that how it was perceived?
That's how the documentary shows.
Showing.
Yeah.
Saying this is.
Okay. Because I think there was black jurors
right
on the jury, and they said we don't care if you did or not. You're gonna get
Wow.
off because all the other white people,
You're
you know,
right.
get off when it comes to us.
Oh wow.
So that was kind of like the narrative.
Oh jeez.
So all the white people were going, he's going to jail, go jail, go jail, and all the white people were upset that he got acquitted. But the black people, they were all happy because they were like, "Oh, this is payback.
This is retribution for all those other.
Yeah." So it was like that kind of thing.
Right.
Like the black people didn't care because they were just fed up with
Wow.
what was going on. So
I
even though they didn't like OJ,
because he forgot about where he came from.
Where he came from, they just loved the fact that he got acquitted, and it was like, shame. That's what you get.
Yeah.
All the white people are mad at the whole thing, and black people are like, yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, so that's how the doco sort of.
Yeah, it plays out like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sort of.
It's pretty interesting.
That will definitely make you start thinking, what's more, you know.
But it was funny because after he got acquitted, he goes back home, right? And he tries to go back into society, but no one likes him anymore. All the white people don't want to hang out with him.
The black people definitely don't, you know.
The black people definitely don't. You did our job,
Yeah.
We remember what you did. So then he becomes isolated, and no one likes him.
Wow.
No one hangs out with him. He's got no friends.
I wonder what's he doing now,
So
he'll be alone, isolated somewhere.
Yeah. He's like, you know, he got off and all that, but he went back to jail because he did that robbery a few years later. Did you hear about that?
No.
He did the robbery where he robbed a guy that has all his memorabilia.
Oh, his memorabilia. Yes. His stuff. Yeah.
And he went to jail for it.
Yeah.
And then they interviewed some of the black community again.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, who cares? Like, we don't care. You can rot in there. That was just only that one time, you know.
Yeah. The what to get out of jail free card. Now you got to go around and pay your $200. Get your $200.
Yeah, but man, it's a really good documentary. Yeah, like talks about all that kind of stuff. Goes into detail about the case. It's really interesting. Like it shows the actual photos of the murder.
Oh, the whole scene.
It's like, man. But, yeah, man. But you believe he did it. He did it.
But there are heaps of docos coming out now. As you say, sports docos. It's really interesting though when you get an opportunity to watch something. I only just watched that 1-4 the other day. Yeah.
That's a popular one. Everyone's watching that.
Everyone's you start talking, someone starts talking, and goes, "Oh, she's I'll watch that too." Yeah. So that's all quite interesting. But yeah, I started watching that Ryan Reynolds Wrexham.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I started watching that one. That's
a really good one. I love
quite
that.
Interesting.
I love that because I love the fan culture.
Yeah.
Of that movie.
Yep.
how they're
that whole town, and we
Yeah.
spoke about, and you spoke about that before in regards to how we don't, for our club teams, don't necessarily have, or that sort of following, and then you got this like what they were like under the Premier League or a couple of stages under, but the whole
5
town
down.
was right behind it.
Yeah.
It was like wow, and that's what you mentioned. How they got the whole town just gets into it. So much where, oh geez, they almost have the rivalries with the other neighbouring towns, and it's crazy. I can't believe how. Well, I can understand how passionate you can be, but to physically hurt someone, really, over a game of soccer, or over any game. I know you love your neighbourhood and all that, but
the hoodlums, the soccer hoodlums.
Oh man!
But that level of fandom, that level of tribalism, and just I love that.
Yeah,
I love that, and that's what I love about that. I love watching that about Welcome to Wrexham, because that little town there, and
yes.
And you're right, man. It's similar to if we all got behind Waitemata, like if the community, because there's our community team.
Yes.
And it's not, and the way I see it, it's only the parents of the players go there, the players themselves go there, the people that, the family and friends of the players.
Yeah.
They're
just going to support.
Whoever's playing.
Yeah.
But the team is not an identity that the community
folk gets behind.
Yeah. Because no one goes around with Waitemata jerseys just for like when people wear Blues jerseys.
Yeah.
Like no one wears a Waitemata jersey around shopping.
Well, it's not in the merchandise, is it?
Not in the merchandise, but it could be.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. It's the club level for us support-wise. They're a support, but as you say, you're looking at what's happening overseas and how. I mean, is it the population? Because bigger population means you got bigger support numbers.
Well, we could get the same numbers as Wrexham, I guess. Is that a big population in Wrexham? How many people in Wrexham?
I don't know, but but even then, even their club fields, they probably have bigger grounds than we do in our little club rugby grounds.
I look at population of Wrexham.
I'd say what? I'd say it'd be bigger than Auckland. Oh no.
13,000.
Yeah.
135,000.
100. Yeah. And then you got you got. I reckon you have at least half of them supporting that local team.
Yeah.
That's 50,000 fans.
Yeah.
65,000 fans. So, yeah, huge, huge.
We're gonna get those numbers, can't we?
No. You'll be lucky to get 1,000 people watching a sports club rugby.
Yeah.
Be lucky to do that. But
there's be a situation when you build it, they will come, but not the numbers there.
Only in the movies, bro.
Yeah.
Only in the movies. Was it Field of Dreams?
Oh,
Field of Dreams, build it and they will come.
Yeah. Baseball.
Yeah. What's his name?
I've been doing this thing when I'm watching old movies I've never got a chance to watch back in the days.
Oh, so movies that you haven't watched?
Yeah, haven't watched.
Oh, right.
So I recently watched the Fisher King.
The Fisher King.
With,
I've heard of that. It's a black...
Robin Williams and he was the Big Lebowski, that guy.
One of
Jeff
the bridges. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
One of the bridges, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Big Lebowski was I think it was Jeff Bridges, Tron.
Yeah, Tron.
Yeah,
Jeff Bridges. Yeah. But remember that movie?
No.
And Robin Williams.
I'm trying to remember.
I looked it up. It got made in 91, right? But it's a movie relevant now because it got to do with mental health.
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking 91. I was Form 2, Hens Intermediate, and mental health wasn't even a word.
Oh no.
No,
it's just suck it up or you harden up.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yeah. But this is an interesting movie because do you remember?
No, I haven't.
So
I think I've seen the cover. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I remember the cover. I don't think I've seen it though.
So it's about Jeff Bridges. He's a radio disc jockey, and he's got his own radio talk show, and he's like really rich, and he's real obnoxious.
Yep.
He's like yuppie, you know. He doesn't care, you know. He's got no heart.
Right.
He's just a rich asshole.
Okay.
You know? And then he has a caller, and he as callers, there's a caller that rings up, and caller needs help, like advice for help. Like, I think he's got mental health problems and that. And then, but Jeff Bridges, his character, he does the opposite. He tells them, because he's laughing at them.
Right.
The stuff I don't care. Like, you know what you should do? Really do? You should go blah 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 blah. Like, put him down.
Yeah.
Then he hangs up the phone. And then the next night, that guy goes to a restaurant with a gun and shoots up the place.
Right.
Kills people in the restaurant and shoots himself.
Mm.
Right. And then Jeff Bridges sees the story and realizes that's the guy.
That was the guy that he was spoken to.
That he spoke to.
Yeah, yeah.
And he breaks down, and he quits his job, and he becomes depressed.
Oh,
and
okay.
And he's sort of 3 years later. He's in the 3 year.
Okay.
3 years later, and he's got a new girlfriend. She owns a video store, and they live in the apartment. And he's still drinking, getting drunk.
Okay.
He's depressed.
Yes.
You know. And then he decides to commit suicide. So
Okay.
he goes outside. He goes to where all the homeless are.
Yes.
And he's about to commit suicide, but he gets saved by Robin Williams, who's a homeless guy.
Oh, another homeless guy. Yeah, yeah.
And he's got mental health problems himself because he thinks he's a knight.
Oh, okay.
And he's looking for the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he saves Jeff Bridges from killing himself.
Yeah.
And then, but they have this sort of connection. And then Jeff Bridges realizes that he has to help this guy,
Oh, okay.
and that will somehow cure him
Yeah, right.
if he does something good. Because he realizes he's a bad person.
Yeah.
And he thinks that's his punishment.
Okay.
That
The one, yeah,
what
he's
happened
been going
to him?
through
What he's going
is,
through? He thinks,
is
yeah.
because of what he did.
Yeah, so he has to kill himself because of what he did.
Yep.
But when he sees Robin Williams, he's a homeless guy, and he thinks, okay, if I save him, I'll probably save myself.
Right.
If I do some good thing,
Yeah.
it will redeem
Yeah, yeah,
what
yes.
I did. If I do something good. So that's what it's about.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't realize that Robin Williams, he was the husband of one of the girls that got killed in the restaurant.
Oh, so there's a connection there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But he doesn't know this yet.
Yeah.
But because of that incident, because his wife gets murdered, he becomes like a mental health kind of guy. Like he loses his job,
Yes.
and he's like,
So you go.
He's
yeah,
crazy.
Right. Robin Williams decides he's a knight.
yeah. So he's like got mental health problems and all that. So yeah, it's all about how Jeff Bridges has to help Robin Williams.
Yes.
Like get like put him back on his 2 feet, not realizing that this is the guy.
The connection. Yeah,
Yeah.
So you said that's back in '91.
That's
Well
back in
before
91.
that we're hearing this phrase, mental well-being and mental wellness and so forth.
But this is all to do with like, it's about trauma, eh?
Yes.
So these two characters experience trauma.
Yep.
This is how they're dealing with it. Like Jeff Bridges deals with depression, drinking, then
Alcohol and
then suicide. With Robin Williams' character, because his wife gets killed, he becomes, I don't know what you call it, in a state of, he just snaps and just not himself anymore. He's like a crazy person.
Yeah.
So sort of, becomes homeless now, and now he's homeless.
Now he's homeless.
Yeah.
Fisher King.
The Fisher King.
Yeah. What was the why is it called Fisher King? You know how most of the movies there's the title. So how is it?
Well, that's the other cool thing about the movie, because the Fisher King is a story about, because as Jeff Bridges is trying to help Robin Williams, he's struggling to help him.
Right.
And because another thing, Robin Williams falls in love with another girl.
Yes.
And he's stalking her every day.
Okay.
She's like a businesswoman, but she's kind of awkward too.
Okay.
So he's stalking her, and then he tells Jeff Williams, "Oh, I love this girl. I follow her to her coffee in the morning. I follow her to work, and I know what she does every morning. I'm in love with her." So Jeff Bridges decides to, okay, I'm gonna put these two together.
Right.
So so they can be a couple.
Yes.
So that's his good deed.
Yes. Okay.
To redeem himself.
That's how to. Yeah.
So he does that, and he redeems himself, but he reckons he goes back to his old ways,
Oh,
I'm the man.
nonchalant and
Yeah, I'm the
just
man.
being- yeah, right.
I'm the man. I'm back on top. I can go back to my old job.
Yes.
But when he goes back to his old job, he becomes the asshole he was in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, wow.
You know? And he dumps the girlfriend that's been with
The
him
one that-
through
yeah,
the 3
during
years.
that, yes.
During the 3 years, he dumps her, and so. But the Fisher King is a story that during the time Jeff Bridges trying to help Robin Williams. Robin Williams tells Jeff Bridges about this Fisher King story.
Oh,
And there's a story about how there's this boy going to be groomed to be a king. So his dad says, "I'll go live in the forest so you can learn how to survive, and then you'll come out and you can be ready to be a king."
Yes.
So he goes into the forest. He doesn't like it, but he
Right.
goes into the forest, and then he has a vision. There's flames, and then in the flames there's a cup, like the Holy Grail.
Yes.
And then he has to reach in and grab it. Because if you get the Holy Grail, you will live forever. Because if you drink it out of it,
Okay. Yes.
you'll just live forever.
Yes.
But he thinks of the power it will bring him,
Yes.
and he thinks of the all the riches he'll get.
Yes.
So he's sort of thinking in the selfish kind of way.
Right. Yes.
So he goes to grab the Grail, but it disappears,
Okay.
and he burns his hand.
Okay.
And he goes, shit. Then he goes out of the forest. He becomes a king. But over the years, his wound gets worse and worse.
Okay.
And he gets really sick.
Yes.
And then when he's about to die because of his wound, a jester, he comes in.
Yeah.
And he tells the jester, "Oh, I need a drink of water. Can you give me a drink of water?" And then the jester comes up to him. He goes, "Oh, okay. How about this cup right here?" And he grabs the cup. And it's the Holy Grail. And he gives it to him. And then the king goes, "Hey, how'd you find the Holy Grail? Like, I've been sending all my men out all these years
to look for it
track it
and
down.
yeah.
And you just found it." And he goes, and he drank it, and his heel
Healed his hand.
healed his hand. And he goes, "Man, how'd you find it?" And he goes, "Oh, no, I just thought you wanted a drink." Like, so I just gave this.
Got a cup.
They got a cup to give you a drink.
Because you want a drink.
Yeah.
Like, not treasures or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So that was the
Okay.
lesson learned. So it was kind of like, so that story like backed onto what the movie is about, how Jeff Bridges is the king with the wound.
With the wound. And
Robin Williams is the
jester-
jester giving him the cup to heal the wound.
heal his wound.
Because the moral of the story is, it's already under your nose. Like, what are you looking for?
Looking for when it's right there.
What are you looking for when it's right
Yeah.
there? And what was right there is his girlfriend.
Ah, I see. The one he's just...
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool, man.
That's the happiness he's wanting. You know?
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So I
Fisher
just
King, 91.
told you the whole movie.
I'll still watch it, bro.
Oh, it's old. It's 91, but no, it's relevant, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
It was
You're
such a
saying
cool
back
movie.
91, and yet, as you say, it's probably a lot more relevant now than it would have been back in those days.
Yeah, because I was thinking, okay, how's it relevant now? Is it because are they trying to say that sometimes the answer is right under your nose? Is it like we're looking for something that?
Yeah.
Are we looking for something that is wasting our time? Is it like causing us more harm?
Or harm, then it's identifying what you really need compared to
Yeah,
your needs and wants. Hey, the need, do you need it or do you want it?
yeah,
You know?
or something like that. Yes, yeah. I think what it got for me was okay. Yeah, him being an asshole.
I like Robin Williams, man. So it would have been interesting in his character.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
It would have been quite interesting seeing his character.
It's a good story, and it's a crack up how it's executed. You know, there's all these funny things in there, like because he thinks he's a knight,
Yes.
right, and he's after the Holy Grail. You see, the movie changes to see things on his eyes.
Oh, okay.
So you see knights, you see horses, and you see the like fancy kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But you know it's in his head.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is what crazy people are thinking. You know, this is what crazy people think. You know.
Yeah. Well, you don't actually know what crazy people think because yeah. What? Yeah. But it's good. So you see it on both perspective.
Yeah. It's both perspective. Yeah. And I think it all is. I think that movie's got to do with mental health. Definitely. Yeah.
There's always the movies these days. There's always a moral, eh?
Hmm.
It's always a moral, in one way or another. Do you still cry in movies, bro?
Oh,
Hasn't been. I haven't cried in a movie for a while, actually. I'm a crier.
I
There
did.
was a few.
Nah, I did.
Few tears.
I did
Some
cry,
things were
but I
heartwarming.
can't remember. I'll tell you why I did cry when I listened to a song. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. Oh, that main song.
The Celine Dion, and I don't know the guy's name. But man, his verse when he comes in, man, brings tears to my eye, man. Like it's a beautiful song, man.
So this is the original Beauty and the Beast with Celine Dion.
The Celine Dion song.
The Celine Dion singing.
Yeah.
Like that's a while back.
Yeah.
That's a while back.
But no, I find it a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it brings a tear down my eye every time I hear when the man comes in. Well, she's good too, but when the guy comes in, man, it's like, oh.
No, I can't say I can't actually say I remember that song with Celine Dion. No, I can't say I've done that. Not in songs though.
Yeah, but some movies, I have shed a tear.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. I can't remember what movie.
Yeah. Nah, movies these days are pretty different. You know, I haven't seen really any heartwarming movies lately.
Well, I stopped seeing the Marvel ones. Getting boring.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to the movies. I haven't been to the movie. Oh, I lie. I took the kids to the movies. That's probably the only time I go to the movies. Yeah. It's taking the kids to the movies. But normally you just wait until it comes out. Stream, all the Disney movies now are just being played on Disney after 6 months or something.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we'll just wait until it comes off Disney. On Disney.
Yeah, depends what mood I'm in. Like, I like movies that make you think.
Yeah.
Like, give you like a scenario, make you think. Like, I watched that one that Leonardo DiCaprio one. And Robert De Niro.
The latest one.
Yeah.
Is it The
Killers of the Flower Moon?
Is it good?
It's good,
Looks
man.
good.
That's good.
Yeah.
If you thought white people weren't evil, or if you thought white people couldn't be more evil.
Because that's, back in the Western...
back in the 1920s.
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma.
And was it Native Americans that they were treated?
Yeah. So what are the names? There was one tribe that they gave a reservation to. Because you know how they gave the tribes reservation?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you go on that land.
Yeah.
Well, the white people say, oh, yeah, you guys go on that land. And then little did they know there's oil in the land.
So they want to try to get their oil back.
But man, that was so tricky. They were actually killing them.
So this is based on a true story?
It was based on a true story. So I think 60 people officially got murdered in the books.
And they got away with it.
But it went to it was up to hundreds.
Jeez.
Over a span of 10 years.
I'll definitely watch it. It looked interesting. Seeing it looked interesting.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. History, eh? All those movies based on the history, and it's going, shit, did that shit really happen? And hello, yes.
Another movie is good on Netflix is The Killer.
That's just recently.
Michael Fassbender just came out on Friday.
Yeah, I saw that. It was just recently. So
that's a good one.
I don't find it hard to get anything decent, and we'll get a time.
Yeah.
Get the time to watch a decent movie. If the kids are bloody on it. But yeah, I haven't been to movies. Haven't seen too many movies lately. Only just started watching, only because my wife was watching it. We were trying to watch this TV program. Was it on Netflix or Prime? I can't remember. Something Murders. It's got
with Martin Short.
Martin Short and the other Steve
Martin.
Yeah, and Selena Gomez.
Oh yeah.
Just started watching some of that, and I just found it's quite funny. It's quite a nice little. That's it's a crime thriller sort of thing, but there's Steve Martin and Martin Short, and they crack up.
Yeah.
It's crack up, and
it's good to see them back again because they used to be mean in the 80s, 90s. Eh?
Yeah. I remember when it first came up, and I said, those are the two of the three amigos.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Who was the third? Was it Chevy Chase? Yeah, Chevy Chase. Oh yeah, man. I remember watching all those movies. Those just crack ups, man. But yeah, I just started watching a bit of that. I haven't watched the whole season or anything, but 1 or 2 episodes here, and I just find it quite funny. They're still, still crack up. But there's not too many programs out at the moment worth having to like sit there and watch.
And that's why I've been going back to the old ones. Like I've been picking ones I never saw
Previously.
That everyone else has.
Oh, okay.
But I missed it for some reason,
Yep.
and never got around to watching it. So now I'm trying to watch them.
It's probably because you didn't pay your your fees, your overdue fees.
Man.
Or you didn't rewind the last one, so they charged you.
Yeah. But now it's been cool. I love watching movies, because it takes me away.
Yep.
For a bit.
Yeah.
I love that. I love putting myself into the movie, like, and everything's around me is gone.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what a lot of people are sort of just, I guess it's like a reach, you're distracting yourself from work, or, you just want to not think too much, and just enjoy, sit in the quiet and go, oh, yeah. Especially some of those crime ones is trying to solve it straight away. I knew it was him.
Yeah.
But yeah. I remember, when I get a chance, when I sit there, I probably usually just sit there to watch something, just to relax and have a little giggle, or just, try to leave work at work.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things is when you have a work phone, and then you hear it's ping, ping, ping. It's aye. So I got to put it away,
Yeah.
Things can wait until the next day. But because it's a work phone, it just goes off. Who works at this time? Sending emails at this time, I used to send, if I'm sending emails, I'll make sure they go in the morning. So you write it up at night time or whatever, after work or late after hours, and just have a delayed send. That way they'll get it at 6 in the morning rather than, 8 in the morning rather than at night time.
I always think like where this work life's gonna take us in the future.
That work-life balance that everyone's trying to find.
Yeah, I know the new generation's trying to push it hard.
Yeah, but work-life balance is different to everyone, Everyone's got a different, and for me, the only way I can find a work-life balance is through commute. So from the hour 20 that I used to do, because it depends on what time I leave, so that per morning, maybe 2 hours in traffic a day. Now it is 15-20 minutes a day. That's when my work-life balance comes. That's how I think, oh yeah, okay, sweet, because now I've got an hour and a half free time at home with the kids. I get to come home early and have dinner early with the kids and Jess, and that's where my work balance is because you're always going to work 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, but finding that work balance for me was through the commute. That's where I found it at the moment. But geez, I don't know how else anyone else can do it. Especially when coaching, like I got to go when I'm coaching.
Another thing added.
Yeah, there's another thing added, and then it's not just the coaching on the night or on the day, but it's also organising the week for the next game and so forth, especially for these competitions coming up, for these tournaments. So you got to organise everything else. So it's like, well, where's my time?
Yeah.
I'm going to get time, but you make it work. It's you're coaching because you want to be part of it. Want to get the kids to go out and play. And if no one's volunteering, then I don't want my kids to miss out. So I end up just putting my hand up. Which I think now is a strategy for everyone is don't put your hand up, someone else will. But that's me. I just don't want my boys to miss out because there's no coach. So I always end up just volunteering.
Well, I hope the flexibility comes in, because for me, what I learned about myself, especially during the COVID times, like being on that lockdown, everyone had to work from home.
Yeah.
Like if you work in the office, then you can work from home.
Yes.
Like I found out that I'm a morning person.
Right.
And I should have picked that up anyway. Because 3 o'clock, man, I'm just dead. I'm not productive.
Yeah.
I'm not dishing out the same productivity I am from 9 to
Yes.
lunchtime. You know.
Yeah.
I think it must be the lunch makes people
Yeah,
tired or something.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like there's that period, there's that window, like maybe 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, two to 4. You're just drifting, eh?
Yeah. That's when you start looking at your watch.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Yeah.
What time
And
is
then you knock off at 5, but it's only an hour to go. So fuck, may as well just cruise it. And then you go. But then after, like, for some reason, after I have dinner, like from 7 on to midnight, my brain kicks in again. So that's the best time for me to work again.
Yeah.
And I know this because I'm doing this stuff at that time.
Oh, and being able to,
Or I'm writing.
Right.
You know? So if my work wants me to get the most out of me, then use me in those times my brain is on, like from morning to lunchtime, and then maybe 6 to any time during the night, because I'm on again.
Maybe you need to move to Spain or something where they have the siesta. Not necessarily sleeping, but, they have the morning shift and then,
But everyone's different.
Yeah.
Some people can be afternoon people.
Yeah.
And work better the opposite way.
Yes. Yeah.
But because everyone's different, then maybe that's the reason why to have flexibility in working hours. The whole 9 to 5 thing is old school.
Oh, yeah.
To the death,
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm thinking about is technology. Like, if technology is helping make things faster, then when's the end goal then? Like, think about it. In the 80s, technology took us from, if we did 9 to 5 with technology back in the 80s, the production would be X, right?
Yes.
Nowadays, if we 9 to 5 with our technology now, the end result will be X, but at the same time.
Yeah.
So, what in 10 years from that, what's the end goal? To what? X to infinity?
Yeah. But that's right. So the technology now makes everything faster. It just means that you got more work.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that now in 10 minutes. When
when does it stop?
So it's like, well, that's...
When does it stop?
Yeah.
AI takes over?
Yeah.
Then we got no jobs?
They're really slowly, ChatGPT and everything else are really slowly taking your, doing things. Use that ChatGPT quite a bit. How can I reword? Yeah. How can I reword this email? Oh, yeah. Reports, it's like, just reword that, so, it's funny though, I'd never heard of it until another colleague of mine just kept using Chat GPT. Like, why can't you just say what you want to say? But then I started typing in phrases, yeah, I like that one. Haven't used that one before.
I use it like, I use Google.
Yep.
Like, how you type in Google if you want to find out something?
Yep.
I use ChatGPT for that.
Yeah.
And it writes me an essay about what the subject about.
Yes. Well, someone was saying that some people have done essays, put in essays and reports solely using ChatGPT. It's going, so do you have to do any work, or you just type in a few things here and there and they print out a whole report?
Yeah. Well, you think about that technology, right? And how many reports you got to put out in a day, and how much time it takes to write a report. Now you can do it right in a second.
Yeah.
So then what are you going to do the rest of the day? Write one more reports.
And that's what you end up doing.
That's what you end up doing.
That's what you end up doing.
So when is that going to stop?
Yeah. That's never going to stop. It's never going to stop.
So why do I need to be at work 9 to 5, but you see another extra report?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So, life-work balance.
Technology is supposed to help with life-work balance.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Initially, it comes to help so you can have that life-work balance, but it's...
Because you can be on the move. You can be doing your kangamea while you're working.
Wow, that's the thing. Then you start doing far too many things and not actually doing one thing that, like, stop and smell the roses type thing, because you're too busy doing so many things.
Yeah.
When you're going to actually get a chance to sit down and smell the roses, so to speak. Never, because you find that your phone end up like because we're using calendar and and everything's on. If it's not on my calendar, I don't know what's going on. I started to rely more and more on my phone. It's like, stuff this, man. But then I'm realizing that I'm forgetting a lot more. It's like, so I was going, oh shit, that's right. But yeah, it's like I never had to use calendar that often and book in appointments and so forth, or reminders. But I find it handy now, putting in, put a reminder on there. Don't forget this time. And then you end up becoming, what do you call it? You need it. You're becoming, I forget the word. For goodness, reliant on it. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, shit, man. Yeah, it's good, and obviously it's bad as well, and how often we would look at a screen. So I look at a screen for work, and then I got to look at a screen at home, watch catching up on all the gossip on Facebook or whatever. So it's just like, oh wow, no wonder I'm starting to need glasses.
A work colleague of mine, he's got the perfect response when he gets phone calls during our lunch break or after work hours. Yeah. He goes, I'm not on my desk, so I can't do anything. So can you ring me back tomorrow? Or at lunch, I'm not on my desk, so I can't. Yeah. I don't know where things are. I don't know how to do things. So ring me up in the next hour when I'm back in the office. Yeah. It's
funny though. When, for me personally, I try not to call anyone at lunchtime because I know, normally it's at lunchtime or send emails after 5. It's just like, what's the point? You're not going to get any answers. You're not going to get replies.
Well, I remember there was a discussion at work about because after the lockdown thing, then started people didn't do any meetings, face-to-face meetings anymore. People continued on Zoom. On the Zoom, yeah. Then it was like the discussion around how do you communicate now? There's so many ways. Yeah. And what's the most efficient way? Like with if you need to communicate something to another team or another office, there's hierarchies of how you do it. Right. The first one was text, or pick up the phone, talk, or send an email. Yeah. Or go Zoom. So which one? Which one will be more efficient for that kind of task? Yeah. Whatever task it might be. If it's like a meeting, then maybe you need Zoom. If it's just a reminder, maybe you just need the email.
Yeah. Well, it depends on when you need a response. Yeah. If you need a response instantly, then it would be a call or a video call.
Well, you call video call and then you can just turn the thing off or not answer, and you get the answer machine.
Okay. Okay.
And then if you leave a message, then when are they gonna listen? So maybe just in the text, because they'll just see it anyway.
They'll see the text anyway.
Yeah, they'll see the text anyway. So it's things like that.
Yeah, I've heard on some phone calls, the message for the answer phone is like, it's I couldn't get back to you, blah blah blah. Don't bother leaving a message. Text me or email me. Yeah. So I was going, that's so true, because I can't be bothered listening to my messages.
Yeah, no one does that. It's just like, but I think when that happens, when you have a message reply like that, it's like you're trying to control
what's coming in.
You want to filter out what's coming in and what's coming out, what you want to respond to or not.
Yes,
because if it's an email form, it's easy to skip, delete, not reply.
Yeah. Yeah, so
and if you don't get a reply, then unlucky who's does what? You're not an opponent.
Not important enough. You're lower in the priority, mate.
But it's still a navigation. It's still people still gotta figure it out.
Still. Yeah. What about those meetings? You have a pre-meeting for the meeting. Oh. It's just like, hey, can we come together and just make sure we're on the same page before we go to the other meeting? Yeah. What? Another 15 minutes or 20 minutes going through shit that you've already explained. and that's before you have another meeting.
I think that person who called it didn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, majority of the time is that's their chance to get updated on what's going on for the next meeting. So you didn't read the last minutes. You haven't done any of those tasks you were supposed to do. Yeah. But the meeting for a meeting, that gets me. Yeah. Hey, let's just come walk with me while I'm going to this other meeting. I'll tell you what we need to do.
Well, the other thing, because everyone's using Zoom now, they want to save money, petrol, and don't need a face-to-face meeting anymore, right? But then it's so easy to go on Zoom. People just having too many meetings now.
That's the thing, because it's so easy.
Yeah.
Now your calendar can be booked up. Your day, because you're still expected to do your normal daily job, even after like 3 hours, 3 different meetings on the same day. And I was going, well, that's 3 hours gone. And out of those 3 hours, you've probably got 30 emails. So you need to go, which one's a priority? You just seem like you don't get a chance to do what you're supposed to be doing because you're having all these meetings and then all these emails come in. So, it's hard to, until you got some sort of system.
Yeah,
it is hard to navigate through all the new ways of communications. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's too much, man. And just wondering what's the future going to hold with all of that.
Yeah. So we had in the last job, we had every Tuesday and Thursday, we had booked out in our calendar, was booked out from 10 o'clock, or maybe from 9 to 12, 3 hours on every Tuesday morning and every Thursday morning, booked out in our calendar. No one's to have any meetings. You're not supposed to be conversing with anyone. Don't send emails and all that. Those are the 3 hours that you are going to focus and do work. And it's quite amazing how much work you can do in those 3 hours when you're not getting disturbed or anything,
Well, I get that because I go into work real early before everyone comes.
Right.
So,
and that's the best time to do your work.
Man, I'm just doing heaps of work, man.
Yeah.
Until everyone comes and the phone starts ringing and emails start coming in, then, fuck, you don't get nothing done, man.
Yeah. One tip I got given, was even set aside a time, say like maybe 10 o'clock, go through, read all the emails that you've got that morning. But it gives you, the first couple of hours to do what you need to do work-wise, concentrate on that. And then, because a lot of the times, the emails, you'll flick it open and then you start replying it when it's not actually urgent. You can wait,
Yeah.
So because you just got distracted, it will take you, 10 minutes like that, and then you go back and go, what was I doing? Oh shit, you lost that, you lost that roll on that you had originally. So I've started using that little tip, and it's like, you'll see it come up. And I'll just a quick, doesn't need a reply yet. Doesn't need a reply, it's not a priority. So I'll get to that after when I get to 10 o'clock when I go through my emails.
Yeah.
So that's helped me because you do need that roll on. Because as soon as you get distracted, you're like, shit, what was I doing? You're trying to get back to that, that roll on that you had, trying to get back to that stage, and it takes you a little bit longer to get back. And for me, it takes me a little bit longer. So, it's just trying to break that down, trying to make it easier, what works for you.
Because I still use old school style. I just write down my task.
Yep.
From the email, just write it down. Because I like crossing it off.
Yes.
With a pen.
Absolutely.
So I've got a list of stuff to do. That's good. Because I just see my list. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Cross it off.
Yeah, that's the and that's celebrating little wins.
Yeah. Can you cross? Yeah.
You cross it off. Cross it off. Yeah. I've got the same. I've got an A3 paper, and I do it for the week. So it's week ending. And then, different projects, blah, blah, blah. And then I got one column to-do list, and anything that comes up during the day, write it down. So, because you have a conversation, and then if you don't write it down, you'll go, what did you want me to do?
You'll forget it,
yeah. So just write it down, So I have that. And then, obviously, all the tasks hopefully you've ticked off. Come following Monday, I check, what's still outstanding? Write that back on, that follows on. And then prioritize it. But yeah, absolutely. Piece of paper, writing things down, and seeing that, especially after a hard day, goes, what did I do? Oh, sweet. So it looks good. Definitely.
And then you add on to it when things happen during the day.
Yeah, and that's right. Exactly. That's
again.
what it just, because people just keep coming up, I've got to do this. Can you email this? And it's just a conversation. It'll be a quick conversation. If I'm not writing it down, if I'm not writing it down, I'm forgetting about it. And then if I get told again,
Yeah.
weren't you listening? Yeah, nah. I was busy.
Yeah.
It's taking a while though. It's taking a while to get little, I guess, what works for yourself. Taking a while. For me, it's taking a while what works for me, and how I can get through that day. It's how to get through that day and not feeling like it's being overwhelmed by the end of that one day, because you've still got 4 more days in that week.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that happens. To me, it's good because it means the day's going fast. If there's heaps of stuff to do,
Yeah, yes.
I do that because I go in early because I can leave early. But I do those late lunches still. Because like I said, like my brain's on all morning.
Right.
So I want to keep that going.
Yeah.
And plus it's good when I have a late lunch because I come back and I only got 2 hours left.
2 hours left. Yeah.
So just go.
Yep.
And plus my mind is like dead anyway after lunch.
Yeah. And I think that's our mentality too, is is you just keep working. If you're on a roll on, but it's coming at lunchtime, man, you just want to get that task done.
Yeah.
And then okay, sweet. Now I can go get some lunch and so forth. Because I don't like, if I'm getting a roll on, I don't want to stop just for lunch because I want to get this done.
Yeah.
I want to get this task done, get it off my list, tick it off, and then work on another one. But go out and have some lunch. And sometimes what I do get, for me is when I see people eating at their desks, okay, man, did you want to take a break from your work desk? That's just me. But I know a lot of people that's the opportunity. They just start Googling things. So I go, oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I like to get away from that and just I
always leave the office. I don't want to be there.
No,
Especially on my lunch break. You gotta get out.
Yeah, because you're not getting paid.
No.
You're not getting paid on your lunch break.
No, so I gotta get out. The other thing I can't understand is when, Friday drinks. Yeah. People grab the drink, go back to their seat, and continue working.
Continue working.
With their beer. And it's like, hey.
I don't know, man. Clock off, pal. Clock off. It's like, oh, okay then. Yeah, nah. If they're gonna give us a few beers, then I'm gonna enjoy my beer. So
I always try to start like a huddle somewhere. Just talk about what are you gonna do this weekend. Everyone just grabs their beer and goes back to the desk.
Oh yeah, that's the point. You wanna I guess not unload, but you just wanna unwind. Yeah.
Because think of it, when we're in the construction industry, who the hell is working really at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock on site?
No. You hear the banging stops around 3 o'clock because it's on a Friday. Hey, it's like, oh yeah, the boys are gone. The boys are left.
No one wants anything done after 3.
Yeah.
But, our clients have gone home for the weekend already. Everyone's really, consultants are like having beers too,
Yeah. Did you have to learn how to play golf so you can go out with the clients?
No.
It's probably one thing I got told, hey, you better start learning how to play golf.
Oi.
I play golf.
You play?
No.
I've only played twice in my whole life in Samoa, all in Samoa.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And it was cool because you allowed to take your vitamins on the carts. We were just playing drunk. Wow.
Nah, you always get that. They say, oh, mate, if you want something, you got to go out with the clients or the big boss. And I said, golf. Nah, it's not my sport.
Sorry, man, we did 3 hours.
What? Obviously.
Yeah, man. Time flies when you're having fun. Sorry, man, what's up with you for first of the month?
So what, for next month?
Yeah, what's going on?
Nah, for me, nothing really, actually. It's just the norms at the moment. Work, and then probably just start looking at what we're doing for Christmas, who to catch up with. That's the hard thing about Christmas, eh? You want to catch up with the family, but everyone's doing things. So it's, it's trying to find some time. especially for our older generation, catching up with my aunties and uncles, who were getting a bit older. Haven't seen them for a while, so trying to spend some time with them. But no, just family thing. Both myself and Jess's side, family wise, and then we'll probably just go up camping, trying to get some memories. Up north, up Martins Bay area, and sadly, because I only just started work, new job, got no leave, so everything's leave without pay. I was like, hey, so it's going to be a pretty, I say expensive because I'm not actually getting any paid. But no, just trying to catch up with family, because it comes December, you yourself would know, even probably now, you're going to be pretty busy with work functions. Nearly every bloody week is going to be some sort of function, or going out with clients, or whatever the case may be. And it's usually on a Thursday or a Friday, and it's like, sorry babe, no, I've got another work function or whatever. But it's going to be that for next, right till Christmas. Yeah. So you're just like, oh man.
It's always after Labour Day. After Labour Day, it's a rush day. It's like time was going to go.
Yeah.
It's already halfway through November.
Yeah.
Almost there. Oh, it is halfway through November.
Well, it's the 13th, is it? Yeah,
and then when December hits, it's going to be quick to Christmas.
Because you get, like you say, after Labour Day, it's going to be quite, it's close to Christmas. But as you say, man, that time's going to go real quick. That time's going to go real quick, man. You've seen the decorations already up, and they're already promoting all the Santa Claus parades, or the Christmas in the park, and and all that, and kids are going to start writing letters to Santa. Yeah, so Santa doesn't get those letters. I get them.
No, so it's been great you coming on. It's good that you made moves in your career to be closer to home. To just limit that time spent on the traffic now. It's pretty good, because it's all about trying to make up some more of that time to spend with the kids and the family.
Absolutely.
So I think you're in that position where you've been doing your career for a while now, and you're in that position where you can quit this job and go to another job.
Yeah. Wow. Gotta make sure I tell my wife what I'm doing. Yeah. What? But I'm being fortunate with the jobs I go to. It's always been a level up since my previous job. So I've always got to step up. I've always had to step up, going to new jobs. So I can't complain. I must be doing something right. I must know something in my vocation, so enable me to move to this. And I've been really fortunate working with some big companies, working on some big projects, and my CV, project wise, is pretty good. With huge projects. So I'm just counting my lucky stars, and I'm just going to ride that wave until till I retire, hopefully.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Living the dream. Shout out.
Till next time.
Thank you.